Yo, as y'all come in, hit that like, hit the comment, hit the share button, man. Welcome to the T Sweezy Show, man. Game one of the Western Conference Finals. The Oklahoma City Thunder versus the Minnesota Timberwolves. The Thunder, after coming from a game seven against the Denver Nuggets, only having 1 day off, they, you know what I'm saying, they was able to overcome their odds and they climbed back up and got the league. They beat the Minnesota Timberwolves. Um, Let me see if let me
What's going
okay.
on?
What's
Oh, there
going
you go.
on?
I was making sure that you was there. What was the score, bro? Because if I click off, y'all ain't gonna be able to hear me.
Usually when we're off, like when we go to another app, that's when it turns off.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. Can y'all
88.
hear me? Can y'all hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Oh, y'all couldn't hear me, huh? Because I had clicked off.
Yes.
Damn, that's
114
bullshit.
to 88.
Okay, what about now?
Damn.
Y'all can hear me?
Yep.
Oh, okay. So if I go off this app, y'all can't hear me. But if I go to Google, y'all can hear me.
Sure.
If
You
it's
said
ran
one
through
fourteen
Google, yeah.
eighty eight.
Yep.
Can anybody read the box score?
I don't have it with me, and I can't because you're not gonna hear
It,
me.
it's not gonna let me go on an NBA app. Hold on. Let me see. No, no, Michaela, it works if you go to Google.
But I
And
have to go to the Google app, and then I
and
have to.
had under
You don't have
20.
Safari?
SGA has his usual 31.
I'm like
Randall
freaking
has,
27 shots.
that's right.
So,
That's some bullshit right there,
so
man.
the Thunder and the Thunder so the Thunder they outscored the Timberwolves 32-18 in the third. Then in the fourth they scored 38, and the Timberwolves scored 22. Um, they didn't get nothing from Mike Conley. McDaniels and Randall was their leading scorer in the first quarter, and then Ant-Man was playing good, but it's like
Well,
they
see,
couldn't play how they really wanted to play. You know what I'm saying? Doris Burks, I don't know if you caught that. She even said SGA is a free throw merchant.
is that was she on the game? Because I heard Ruko and Legler.
No, it was a woman. It sounded like Doris.
I must have missed it. Oh well.
But
Usually
look
it'd be
though,
doors.
man. This nigga played 38 minutes, right?
Look at I got exactly what it is. 27 shots.
Right.
37% from the field. Yo, if he thinks he's gonna get away with that with the rest of this series, he bugging, bro.
But see, this is where I come in and I
No, go ahead. I was gonna say, because you have some crazy things about Ant and SGA. So I was gonna say, if Ant loses this Western Conference Finals, feel free to rant, because I'm with you on this one.
I'll put it this way. The league, the face of the league narratives, we need to go ahead, just throw that out the window. Now he can come back and win a game too, but
Mm-hmm.
then I don't think they can win game two because of the way that I feel like OKC is just one of those teams without having championship experience.
Mm-hmm.
They are just battle tested, right?
Yeah.
These guys are just battle tested. It's like
Underdogs.
they have been here before. They ain't no underdogs because would you pick them to win this series over the Wolves?
Uh, if they, well, that defense is suffocating. You got to give them that. But again, I haven't seen because here's what happened last year. Dallas wasn't an experienced team, and they lost and they beat Minnesota in the conference finals. So I wouldn't be surprised if something like this happens. What was Ant's box score last time I checked? He had like 18 points.
So he has seven, six, 7, 5, and 6, and he has 0 in the fourth.
She brought up Dallas. She brought
Oh,
up Dallas.
Dallas?
She
Why?
brought up
Why
Dallas.
she brought up
Now,
Dallas? They down in the playoffs.
no,
No, I'm saying last because he said it's going to be a bad look on Ant in terms of quote unquote face of the league stuff if he loses to an inexperienced Thunder team. But what I told him was Dallas was also inexperienced in the Western Conference Finals, other than Luca and
Oh,
Kyrie,
right.
and they beat Minnesota. Like
okay.
Oh
they
yeah, yeah. No,
beat
no,
them.
no, no,
You
no.
brought
Michaela,
up the
Michaela,
two
you got
key
a point.
guys. Okay, okay. You brought up the two guys at least. Okay.
You got a
Yeah,
point.
As long as you bring up the two guys, you straight. Because Kyrie got championship experience, and Luca, he's just that dude.
yeah, yeah.
But with these face of the league,
It's dumb.
it,
It's dumb.
with these face of the league allegations, I just can't see a guy like that being the face of the league as of right now. He has game, but he's not even showing you the type of game. I feel like he was showing more of his game last year than he was this year. You seen the behind the backs, getting the baseline, getting to the free throw line, getting to his mid range. This year he shoot more threes. It's kind of reminded me of someone in Boston. But see, there's a difference. Tatum is an all NBA first team play. Has Ant Man ever made an all NBA first team?
Well, fair, but look at who he has to go up against. If he goes up against Luca, healthy, Luca, SGA, Tatum, Giannis, Jokic, take out one of those guys, and he's
And
easily
they
first team
give
All
Luca that
NBA.
shit every year.
That's too many guys though.
They get
Fair.
Luca and Jokic the same. You feel me?
That's the thing. Yeah,
They need to switch
that's
that
the
shit up,
top
bro.
five
Them
that's
niggas
not
don't play
going
no
anywhere.
defense. I hate the
Giannis.
NBA.
That's the thing. All five of those guys are really not going anywhere. So Ant can have a better season than any of those guys, and he's going to be like a fringe first team All NBA because those guys ain't going anywhere. So that's
I
kind of
think
not
Luca
Ant's
gonna be more
fault.
worse on the Lakers than he is on the Mavericks because the Mavericks he had help.
But see, they want to go off of by people's logic of the American media and who they want to be the American face of basketball.
Yeah,
If we want to go off of their logic over the last couple of years, then by their logic, that means the American face should be Tatum. And I think he got effed over. Boogie Down Brown deserved his finals MVP last year.
he
But
did.
Boogie Down Brown, yes, he was the best player in that finals. But if it was any other type of situation where it was Luka, Jokic, any of these other guys, he would have won Finals
Ah,
MVP.
I can see that. I would I
ah,
am that's I can see that because I think Julius Randle
ah.
has played way better than Anthony Edwards has in these playoffs. I wouldn't
I
be
would do
surprised.
that in a heartbeat.
Do you not agree?
I
As a
would do that in a
Kentucky
heartbeat,
fan,
bro.
as a Kentucky fan who loves all my Kentucky players, I think this is one of the most balanced trades of all time between Cat
It is.
and Randall. When you look at Randall on this Wolves team, Randall is averaging damn near career high in assists.
Exactly.
Before this game, I don't know after this game, but before this game, I believe he had the most assists on the team. He's
I
helping.
think he's
Hey,
been playing a lot better, even
hey,
scoring
hey,
wise. Randall's been
hey,
better than Ant.
hey, y'all, can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yep.
That nigga Mike Below, that nigga Mike Below said SGA show why he's the why he's the MVP.
Oh, you
Took you
already know what.
27 shots to get 31 points. Come on, man. I'm a Celtics fan, and I criticize Tatum and Brown for shooting for ridiculously inefficient. Like, come on, man, you can't be that bad.
But then this is why I call him Canadian Kobe. Kobe had plenty of games where he shot inefficient, but still helped his team find a way to win games because he can play both ends of the ball. Can we both agree that Anthony Edwards is not as good as a two-way player as SGA? I'm talking about third.
And it depends on who he guards, because SGA is a really good defender as well. And I gotta see. I mean, he locked up Jamal Murray last year, and he locked up Kevin Durant. So you can't really say Ant's not a good two-way player. He's shown it before,
Kevin
but
at 37, 36 years old.
boy, it's still hard to guard Kevin Durant at that age, bro. That mid-range shot is too damn lethal.
Yeah, but let it be in 2015, 2014, 2016.
Fair, I'll give you that.
It's over with. I'm
I'll
talking
give
about
you that.
bacon, eggs, and grits.
Fair enough.
And then you got to think about this too. I think Ant hasn't truly learned yet, and this is where I think not Cat, Randall helps take his game to another level. You got a guy that you can run play action with. You got a guy who can help you on pick and roll situations.
He's a better all-around player, yeah.
He's a better all round player than Cat. Cat is more as
Shooter.
far. Yes, but see, Cat has specific spots he wants to get to, and
Mm-hmm.
you're 7 foot. Randall isn't 7 foot. Randall's like 6'10", 6'9" at best.
Mm-hmm.
Randall is going to get downhill on some of those play action pick and roll plays, whereas Cat doesn't. As a Kentucky fan, I love both of them. Randall's the better defender. Randall is the better facilitator, whereas
Yeah.
Cat is the better shooter. Yes, he could be the better scorer, But when you're taking too many deep shots, that's what killed Minnesota a lot of the time last year. Whereas Randall, he's improved on his game using both hands,
Mhm.
and then you got Ant being trapped at half court. Like the minute he passes half court, he's getting trapped. They're playing him like they usually play Steph. And that's where Minnesota is tricking a lot of them. And I'm like, how are you gonna let Minnesota trick them, letting him shoot all these threes? And that's Minnesota's problem. And Minnesota, knowing that they have a simple system, like I said, these guys haven't ran into no real matchups yet. Austin Reeves being Ant's matchup, stop it. Um, who they
No, he
played the
got it.
last
No, no,
six?
no, no, no. Y'all can hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
I hear you. I hear you.
They played Golden State.
Without Steph, and when Steph played those
Well,
15
they were
minutes,
gonna they were gonna
bye.
be Golden State regardless if Steph was there. They just don't have enough outside of him and Jimmy Butler.
If they were going to beat Golden
Hear
State,
me?
it would have took seven
Y'all can
games.
hear me?
Fair.
Y'all can hear me?
Yes.
Nah, nah. Like I was saying, nah. He guarded Luca too.
No, wait. Last year?
what? What you mean last year? No,
Oh,
no,
I
no,
thought
no,
this
no, no,
year.
no, 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 no,
No,
no, no.
this year,
I'm
this
talking
year.
about. I'm
Oh,
talking
my
about the
bad.
first
Okay.
round.
Got it. Got it.
He was talking about he was talking about M man.
Yeah, because
But look though. Check this out. They say Jared Vanderbilt they said Jared Vanderbilt is an all-world defender. He can guard anybody. He's a better defender than
He
Draymond.
barely
He's a
played
better
this
defender
year.
than McDaniels. He's a better defender than Rudy Gobert. He's a better defender than Nasri. He's a better defender than they
Don't. You
say
can
all
bring
that
up
bro,
shit.
anybody else. Don't
I'll
bring up
give
They
you
Rudy.
say
this.
he the
He's an
only
All
way to
NBA
guard one through
caliber
five.
defender, but damn,
And not one time he showed it to me. He never showed me that. Like
bro,
literally,
I
like
played the Lakers the second time on my home floor. They couldn't even stop Tatum and he couldn't even stop Tatum and Brown. Vanderbilt.
on a bad night. Straight up. He can't even stop White.
I think Vanderbilt has missed so much games this year and other years,
That had, yeah, that
and
got nothing to
that
do with him being trash. Cause look though, if you watch him with Minnesota and Utah, that was never his job. Why
Hmm.
would you ask a 6'9" nigga to guard? Why would you ask a 6'9" nigga to guard guards and he's slow footed? You know what I'm saying?
that's
He's slow footed,
he's a little bit
and
slow footed.
he don't have no hips. Cause you watch how he play defense, the nigga don't have no hips. All Vanderbilt do is, you know what I'm saying? What's that shit called? When you play help defense, when basically you come out the blue and you make a block or you try to rip somebody if they don't see you.
Yeah,
What's that shit? What's that
How
shit
many
called?
games
Off
did
ball?
Vanderbilt play this year?
That's what the fuck he does. But then
How
he had
deflections.
AD.
how
AD one
many?
of the best defenders in the league. He had AD next to him.
Now
That's how
Fair.
he was able to get away with that shit.
wait, but hold on. How many games did Vanderbilt play this year?
I'm gonna guess like 20, 30.
That's not enough for me.
Hold on, bro. Hold on. Let me look
If
up.
I had to guess, listen,
But
he still is an All NBA caliber defender because I've seen him defend at a high level. But I think
nah,
the thing with Vanderbilt is that
nah,
he's an offensive liability. That's the thing. So all
nah,
that if
nah.
you don't think he's an All NBA caliber defender,
Fuck no.
He don't play enough
Check
games.
this out.
fair. But if he were
Check
to
this
be
out.
healthy,
Check this out.
Would you think Victor ain't played enough
Can I
games?
put this nigga next to Alex Caruso?
No,
Can I
no,
put
champion,
this nigga next to Can I put this nigga next to Al Horford? No.
champion. You na-
fair,
you naming
kinda, because Al Horford's old.
you naming champion
But expired Al Horford is a better defender than his garbage ass. Because
at an older age.
Fine.
if you watch Jared Vanderbilt when he was in Minnesota, he Cat pretty much played the four because he played the four in where he went to Kentucky, right?
Hmm.
Yep.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so Cat pretty much played the four, right? Because I think Cat played with AD for 1 year, if I'm not mistaken.
No,
No,
Who was that Cat played with? That was Coley Stein?
Gobert.
No, I'm talking about college.
He played with Cauley Stein. It was
That was
him,
Coley
Devin
Stein? I
Booker,
thought it was
Cauley
AD.
Stein,
Okay.
Harrison Twins. That team was stat. We had a stat team that year.
Oh, and talking about a
Okay.
Kentucky. I thought you guys were
No,
talking
but
about Miss.
Vanderbilt was able to guard. See, Vanderbilt was good at guarding bigger matchups. Like if they're not like a ball handler, like if they're not like Jokic and Embiid, you know what I'm saying, or Sabonis, they're not gonna get. You know what I'm saying? He should be fine. But if he go against a motherfucker that actually has skills and know what the fuck they doing, instead of like just living behind the three or just playing in the paint, bro, you know what I'm saying? Like you know what I'm saying? Like for example, Embiid bangs, Jokic bang, Sabonis be banging. You could put AD in there.
I feel like
Um,
if he had Luca the
if
whole
he go
year,
against Siakam, he's getting killed.
you naming
Um,
you naming guys like so because
he's
Sabon.
going against Bam, he's getting destroyed.
I've seen him lock
Um,
up Steph a few times when he was with the Lakers, like fully healthy. Like when they beat the Warriors in the second round, he guarded Steph pretty well.
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
If he played with Luca the whole year, he would have been better.
Steph still. Hold on. I'm gonna come to the defense. Steph still had 30 points, and he had three people on him, and nobody else
It's
wasn't doing
Steph
anything.
Curry. It's gonna be hard to
He
stop him
he didn't
regardless.
lock him. No, hold on. Michaela, that's not locking up one on one if you getting help from other people. That's not locking somebody up.
That's true. That's
Fair.
You get what I'm saying? Like for example, if Steph's getting past you and he's running into a wall, AD 6'11", Vanderbilt 6'9", then you got Rui jumping on there. You got LeBron, Stroder. See that year, Stroder was their best POA defender, so they fucked up letting him
Fair.
go. Sanders, cause look, if you think about it,
When do the Lakers
if
never fuck
Vanderbilt
up?
is all that in a bag of potato chips, right? Why the fuck? Like, cause Stroder was the only one that could stay with him. Vanderbilt, they tried it, it didn't work. You know what I'm
They
saying?
switched different
For
bodies
Christ's sake,
on them. It was they
Roy
were
and
they
LeBron is the worst defender. They did better than Vanderbilt on fucking Jokic.
as a
That
Spurs
nigga don't know what the
fan.
fuck he doing.
As a
Huh?
Spurs fan, being from Dallas and going to plenty of Mavs games, I can tell you for a fact if Luca was on the Lakers the whole year, Vanderbilt 3-point percentage would have went higher.
no, it would not. He
Hell
can't shoot.
no.
He cannot shoot. I'm
I
sorry. I'm
Hell
mean,
with Sweezy
no.
on this one.
seeing
He
what he
can't shoot a
did.
You see what
lick.
type
I
of
mean, Gafford was
you see what type
trash.
of team he
Gafford
on?
is a lob threat. That's easy.
Listen,
Shooting?
listen, listen, listen,
Yeah, but
listen,
then they
listen.
can't. But then you can't find them if you.
Gafford is one of the cornerstones, bro. He's a glue guy.
He is cool.
He's one of
I
the
would
best
trade
defenders in the
Porzingis for
league.
Gafford in an instant, bro.
Yes,
Gafford's a
because
bang, bro.
his trade
Vanderbilt can't
value
bang with
went up.
nobody.
But think about this: his trade value went up because you played next to Luca. Luca and Gafford and Lively were both shooting, and Lively was a rookie, shooting 70% next to Luca on lobs. You're not gonna
Mavs
get
got the
fed
best
by.
center duo in the league,
Well,
bro.
to be fair, one game that I
And
played.
what they percentage look
PJ
like?
Washington is a sleeper, bro.
I love bro.
PJ
They replaced
Washington is a
PJ
better defender
Washington.
than
They
Vanderbilt, bro.
replaced PJ
You see what type of
Washington.
defense
And
PJ
how
was
did they
playing in the
look
West
without
Coast?
Luca? And how did they look without Luca?
Actually,
Did you
the
see what
game
PJ
that
Washington was doing?
I
Come
got
on,
my asses
man.
kicked, but it was like a few days after the
PJ
Luka trade.
Washington,
This
bro.
my
Come on,
Celtics
man.
got their asses kicked against Dallas, and freaking Gafford had like
That nigga's
12
an
rebounds. He was
underrated
jumping over
defender.
Porzingis like nothing.
Gafford done had
I
plenty
don't
of
see.
games like that with the
I
Wizards.
don't see PJ Washington constantly
It's
getting
the
beat off his level
Wizards,
like
bro. They
Vanderbilt.
can't develop anybody.
But then
Who?
again, okay, think
You
about
said
this.
Dallas or Lakers?
He's
Hold
saying
on.
he couldn't do anything like this when he was with the Wizards,
Think
Gafford. I'm like, bro, he's
Bro,
with
he
the
don't do anything with
Wizards.
nobody.
They're freaking purgatory.
he can do it. See, okay, but okay, think about this. You take PJ on a team
Hornets,
was
He
purgatory.
was on a small market team.
purgatory,
I'm pretty sure
couldn't
he
make the
was doing that.
playoffs
They just
without
didn't have no
Luca.
firepower.
Got with Luca, went to the finals. Gafford was on the
Because he's
team.
got a better
Look,
coach and better players around him.
exactly,
Who is doing
Jason
exactly.
Kidd,
anything for the Wizards?
hold up. Jason Kidd is not the
Wizards had all
best
that
coach.
talent and didn't do nothing.
He's a better coach than what the Wizards have.
But think about this. You team up with a top three, top four player like Luca. Gafford on a separate team didn't make the playoffs. Same case this year. PJ on
Who's a
the
top 10 player or who's
But
a freaking
Gafford,
top 5 player for the Wizards?
that's the point.
Before that, Gafford was on the Bulls, bro. Name me a superstar Gafford played with. That was his first superstar.
Thank you.
And
Gafford ain't
then
had no help.
and
Because
look
Jimmy
how he
Butler
looked
was
next to
already
him.
going. He was on there with Zach LaVine and all them niggas. Wendell
He's
That
Zach
Carter
Levine. He's a
Jr.,
star, but I'm not
all
gonna
them
say he's a.
niggas.
when you play with a guy like Luca or Jokic, you're gonna get buckets. You're gonna get lob open spaces from them getting doubled continuously every single game. Them being so damn big, controlling the pace.
But look though,
Kyrie,
The Mavs was in the plane up until they
Mm-hmm.
got PJ Washington and Gafford,
Gafford.
and
They went to the finals.
they went from bottom of the league defense to top 10 defense in the
they was
second
tanking to
half.
get
And
lively.
them two pieces,
We're talking about
that
last year.
cornerstone, those two cornerstone
Nah, they
pieces,
wasn't even playing
they
last year.
helped change. Mavericks went in the playoffs. They helped change the Dallas Mavericks. And Dallas, you can't say the Dallas Mavericks didn't play nobody because they was a 60. The Mavericks, well, they was the fifth or 60 last year.
They were the fifth or sixth seed, I
The
think.
Mavericks
Six
knocked down
seed
all the teams that nobody can beat. Mavericks knocked down top seeded teams. They knocked down teams
because of
that
the
won more
simple
games
fact you
than
put
them. So I don't want to
defense.
hear the shit that the
But
Mavericks is trash.
I forgot y'all
Celtics
are
ain't played
Celtics fans.
nobody. Oh, y'all wasn't saying that when they was giving the Thunder problem.
No,
Y'all
no, no,
wasn't
no.
saying
You
that
you
when they
talking you
beat the
talking to a guy
who
from
they
Dallas?
play?
I fuck with
Was it
Dallas.
oh no,
Hold
they beat
on.
the Clippers, right?
Speaking of Celtics, I know you're a Spurs fan, but stop. You're not getting Jalen Brown. So,
No, I don't, I
I,
don't, I don't, I don't want Jalen Brown because I already got a defensive juggernaut. All I need is just extra integral
If y'all
pieces.
get Jalen
good.
Brown,
You're not
y'all for
touching
surely gonna
Jalen
be a
Brown.
top
So
five.
stop with these little. I know it's not you, but I'm
If y'all,
just
yeah.
speaking
Nah,
in general. Get off these trade rumors. He's not going to the
If
Spurs.
y'all
but
get
going back,
no, if y'all get Jalen Brown, y'all for surely gonna be in
They'll be in the playoffs.
y'all no, not only that, they gonna be a what's that shit called?
The finals
No, they gonna be a they definitely
of
gonna be championship contender because Jalen Brown is a superstar. And on top of that, you got De'Aaron Fox,
yeah. But here's the
top
thing: Wemby
five
got to
point
stay
guard in the
healthy,
league.
though.
You said what?
Wemby got to stay healthy. This is like a second year where he couldn't stay healthy
Yeah,
consistently.
no, no, no. He was
De'Aaron
healthy
Fox
his
is raw.
first year.
He need a
He
better
was healthy
team
his
though,
first
bro.
year
Like he never
because he
really
was
played with
on.
a raw team. The Kings is ass.
He was
They
on.
failed him.
Wemby was on minutes restriction his first year. His second year,
Man's
David
restriction for what? He's the number 1 overall pick.
there. But see, this
Really?
is where Pop.
Was they
This is
tanking?
this is how Pop. This is how smart
Fox
Pop.
should have been got retired, bro, because he
This,
can't coach anywhere no
but
more
this is
anyway.
how smart the Spurs organization has been the last 30 years because it was the same case when David Robinson got hurt and we ended up getting Tim Duncan. It's the same case. We are the best team ever of all time when it comes to not only getting pieces, but developing them, no matter who it is.
Fair.
And let me tell you this. Let me tell you this too. I want to get back to that Mavs, but since y'all want to talk about the Spurs,
No, I'm just.
Pop,
Go.
Pop, Pop basically said, not said, but Pop and the team basically was like, okay, we don't want you to get hurt your first year. We're going to put you on minutes restriction, let you develop your game, let you get a familiarity with the game over here to where your second year, now you're going to be better. He was better his second year. What we're going to do your second year, we got all these picks, right? So what we going to do with you after All-Star break, we're going to get you another point guard for the future. We done got you a point guard for now. We got Chris Paul. Then we ended up, we don't make moves like the moves we made to get De'Aaron Fox, right?
Mm-hmm.
So we made that move in the middle of the season. Both of them suddenly get injured after All Star break. So we ended up with the second round pick. This second round pick and this 14th pick is the pick that changes the future of your franchise forever.
Well, that's the case. Then Stephon Castle should have been on a minutes restriction.
But he's not a number one pick.
So he
Uh,
was number 4.
Close enough, but still not number one.
Oh God. Okay. Sorry to get off topic. I just wanted to say there's too many freaking rumors about Brown going to the Spurs. You're not taking Brown. That's number 1.
I
Okay, back
don't.
to the
I think y'all are gonna Brown and Tatum. One of them is going to retire as Celtic, and I think it's most likely Brown.
no, I doubt it. No, I hopefully they both do. Hopefully they both do. I think they should, but I don't know.
I
But
like y'all's team. Y'all are
well, we
kind of
were a
like
team until
no,
Tatum went down.
no. Y'all are gonna keep the Jays together. Y'all are just gonna
Hopefully.
go younger. Y'all gonna take next year, get a good pick. Y'all know how to pick. Y'all act like y'all don't know how to pick
Wait,
and
Eh,
develop.
What
some
y'all
of the
talking
young
about?
guys we have haven't really done much.
You can hear me?
What's up?
What y'all talking about?
I think y'all will be fine. I think
No,
y'all
no,
are.
no. I missed it. What you and her was talking about?
Because
Oh,
we
go
were
ahead.
talking about because the reason why I brought up the Spurs was because I was joking with him saying you're not touching Jalen Brown because I've seen a bunch of trade rumors of him going to the Spurs. Then he went on his thing with Wemby and Pop, and then I said, okay, fine. Then I asked him to go back to the Mavs and what he wanted to talk about, but then he brought up the Celtics and Tatum and Brown, so I continued the conversation.
And I think y'all will win another title with them. Y'all are gonna keep that core. Brad Stevens followed up with Danny Ainge. Danny Ainge told that whole organization, "Don't you dare trade them."
Uh,
And
Brad
that's gonna
Stevens almost
follow through.
traded Brown for KD.
Hey, Michaela. I hope
And
Danny
man,
Ainge was
Udoka,
a
you mean?
solid. I hope Danny Ainge was a
Oh, no,
solid
Ime Udoka.
and let us trade KP, the undrafted fraud Sam Hauser, and in a pick for Walker Kessler. I
Yeah,
Somebody's
but
gonna
like that.
Danny
take
Ainge
that.
is going to want
They
like
not trying
five
to win
first round
anyway.
picks.
Not from the Celtics.
Cause if you think about it, bro, They good enough to the Jazz. They got a good enough roster where they could compete for a play-in, but
Danny
they just
Ainge is
want
a
to
Celtic
lose.
But
at the
that's
end of the
the
day.
thing with Danny Ainge is that he's also a freaking draft freak, especially against if you're asking him to get a trade with us. Oh, he's gonna want like 10 first round picks, guaranteed.
Nah, I think he's gonna give y'all a discount on any team because at the
I
end of the
doubt it.
day, he's a Celtic at the
Bruh,
end of the
Adam
day.
Silver forced Danny Ainge to give the Lakers a discount. He ate the Lakers.
Yup, that's a fact. That is a fact.
Cause Danny
Because
Ainge never do business with the Lakers, bruh. Cause you know what I'm saying? Like
Danny
shit.
Ainge gonna look out for the Celtic, not the Lakers, for the Celtic. He gonna
Adam
always
Sil-
look out for them.
Adam Silver forced his hand. He said help my daddy LeBron. We gotta give him his 6 or 7 ring.
Danny said hell no, and Adam was like, no, 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 I got you.
Shit, I ain't never seen a league help a loser get to that many finals appearance and lose.
But if
Hmm.
you
Everybody
get,
else gotta get it through the mud. They gotta they gotta get out the mud. They gotta
but
get through the grind. This nigga
Wes,
just get cakewalk after cakewalk. Straight
Wes,
up.
get back to the Mavs with Luca because
Okay, my bad.
I loved Luka with the Mavs. He was much better with the Mavs.
Th-
because they had
Michaela,
a
that's what I
better
was saying.
team and a deeper
You gotta
team.
build around him.
He
Like you have to
had
build
Right.
a complete team.
he
What do you
have
think?
two
What do you think we traded Porzingis and
he
Holiday
have
for?
two
Tatum
young
and Brown just to
bigs.
look pretty and close?
What you think the Mavs
Michaela,
traded Corbingus for?
Michaela. He got two young bigs.
Because he freaking
He got
can't
a
stay
good
healthy,
coach.
and I want him gone too.
Wait, y'all hear me?
Yes.
Yeah,
So look. He got a good young coach, Jason Kidd, right?
Mm-hmm.
right.
He got he got two bigs that know what they doing that could play defense at elite level, right?
Mm-hmm.
Then he got AD, one of the best defenders in the league, who got superstar potential. Then you got Kyrie Irving, top 5 point guard in the league. You get what I'm saying? Then you got Klay Thompson, who bounced back from how he played last year
Remember, AD
in the
got traded for
play-in
Luca.
and last year.
Mm-hmm.
Like Clay, I thought his production, I thought his numbers were gonna go down since they lost Luka and shit, and Kyrie went down. Clay actually been playing better. You get what I'm saying? And the only reason why
Hall of
Clay slowed
Famer.
down because Clay had all them damn season-ending injuries. That's the only reason why Clay can't move how he used to move. You know what I'm
Hall of
saying?
Famer.
Fair.
And mind you, Clay shot what 38% when he was with the Warriors. That's low compared to him. But normally Clay is in the 40 range. You know what
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying? But who else? They got what's that guy name? They got Hardy. They
They
got
got PJ Washington.
they
Jason
got
Kidd
PJ
barely played
Washington, who's an
Hardy.
underrated defender. I like PJ Washington. He's 3-and-D. They got
Hardy didn't play much
what's his
till
name? Will
Luca
Hardy?
left.
Did I say his name right?
Who? Hardy?
They got Hardy. Hardy's a good player.
He
They
ain't
got
play
they
Uh,
much
got
till Luca
Dante
left.
they got Dante Exum, a sleeper who wasn't
yeah,
in the league for a couple
Hurt
of
all the
years. They brought him
time.
back.
fair.
You said what?
Hurt all the time.
Shoots like 28% from three. And then when he plays the Celtics, he makes every damn three.
Bro, who oh, they got Max Christie. Oh my god.
I do like him. I do
They
like him.
got Max
All that
Christie.
got
He
traded for
went on there,
Luca.
was averaging 15 for them niggas. And his
I do
percentages
like
went up.
Max Christie though.
See what
Yo,
happens
guard
when you're
me.
not under
Guard me. I
LeBron?
do like Christie
And
though.
check this out. Check this out. They got the Lakers pick. Lakers don't have a pick until 2030. You get what I'm saying? So
Mm-hmm.
Lakers. So look, the Pelicans get the Lakers pick this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because the Pelicans helped
Yeah,
the
AD
the
Lakers
AD
out.
traded.
trade.
The Lakers is
Yep.
like Pelicans, help us get a pick. Help us get a pick. Let's get that pick. Let's get that pick. Pelicans is like, all right,
Pelicans
fuck
also
it.
got
So
Milwaukee
they
Bucks
drafted
picks.
Kinnick.
Yep.
So
And
now
Dallas
Pelicans
has the
get their
number one
pick.
pick.
You said what?
And Dallas has the number one pick. Touch.
Oh wait. You said
Not off
wait,
strength
let me
though.
ask you a question. So since the Lakers won 50 some games, right? So Michaela, you were saying the picks is not based on when you lost that, it's based on how many wins you got, right?
Yes.
So that means what pick you think the Lakers what pick you think the Pelicans get from the Lakers? What number you think it
Low
is?
20s, I think.
25. What?
Hell
Around
no.
2025. They
Hell no.
won.
You think it's 25? You don't think
Yeah, because
it's
they won over 50 games, I think.
Oh yeah, you're right. I'm tripping. You're right. Yeah, because not that many teams won 50 games. So it's only what? How
Hmm.
many teams won 50 games? Like five,
In
six?
the West, they won a bunch of them. Won 50 games in the
It
West.
was OKC in the West,
So
Denver, the
did the Knicks
Lakers,
win 50 games?
Houston. The
The
Knicks won
Boston,
50 plus
Cleveland,
games. Yep.
Knicks won 50 games?
Yeah, they did.
Okay. And then fourth, who was the fourth seed? Indiana? Indiana
Yeah,
didn't win
they
50
only
games
won like
either.
48 or 49 games. They didn't make it.
48. Okay. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. Oh yeah, 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 yeah. It's definitely in the mid 20s then. The Lakers
Mm-hmm.
won 50 games.
Change the
Mm-hmm.
playoffs, man. Make it 1 through 16. Nobody wants to see these Eastern Conference teams go against
Facts.
bottom feeders anymore. Like
Fair.
one through
And
16, make 17 to
Hey, I ain't gonna lie.
24
I ain't gonna
the
lie. They
play-in
should change.
teams.
They should change the format up. So they
and
should
then
base it
well,
off
it's not even
records.
just that. You got no you,
They should base it off records. And
but it's
then
not.
like this what it should be. Like the top whoever have the top four records are good in the conference. And after that, if you got an ass record, you out. It doesn't matter what conference you in.
I say just go off the same format, but just make it
16.
1 through 16, and then take your playing teams, your eight playing
Hey,
teams,
eliminate that
17 to
playing. I
24.
hate that shit.
The top eight, the top six teams combining conferences are going to the playoffs. The whoever is in the seven, eight, nine hole from east or west, since everything's combined, do the playing from there. Oh, and what I was going to say was the East is like outside of Cleveland, the Knicks, and the Celtics. I guess you can argue the Pacers. A lot of these teams are like rebuilding or up on the coming or just flat out mid. Cough, cough, Atlanta. So because these teams are on the rise, because these teams are kind of on the rise and unproven, they're kind of cheating these other superstars who've been there, done that. Like, okay, I love Cade Cunningham. He's not a freaking top five player. Like, he
Definitely a
played like
top five
one,
guard in the
but
East.
come on, man. Like, there's these superstars that never proven anything. And they're trying to put these guys over guys that have proven something. Like, since when was Jalen Brunson better than freaking Tatum? I mean, damn. Like,
No, you meant to say you should say SGA.
fair,
And
but
then
like,
and then they keep saying, "Oh, it's not even close." Of Tatum being better than Jokic. Well,
okay.
Tatum is better than Jokic.
I
I
don't
don't
know
give a
about
fuck
that.
about the
I don't, I'm a
playoffs.
Celtics fan. I'm a Celtics fan. Jokic is it's not even close.
I don't even
Why?
know
Hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on, hold on.
He
Hold on.
played better defense, yes, but
I'm gonna break it down for you. Jokic go against no competition. The only competition he got is
mm,
Embiid is in the East. He's always hurt. Sabonis can't make the playoffs. Anthony Davis, Bam and Adebayo's in the East. Rudy Gobert is trash. That's
West,
it. Then
West,
in the and then Tatum, he gotta go against
West.
Mikael Bridges, Jimmy Butler,
how,
OG Anunoby,
how many of those guys have
Pascal
made All Star
Siakam.
appearances?
Um, um, uh, 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 what's the wings on the Hawks?
You're not
Dyson
wrong, T.
Daniels.
T, you're not wrong.
What's
His
another
best
nigga
matchup
name?
is a 21-year-old, and he's in San Antonio.
You
That's
said who?
Jokic's best matchup in the whole entire league is a 21-year-old, and
Who
he's in
can't
San
make the
Antonio.
playoffs?
Whoa,
Fair,
whoa, whoa,
but
whoa, 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 wait. You talking about my Spurs?
Yeah.
it's different positions though. You can't really judge it on that because
But look though, what I'm
It's not a
saying
big
is,
man league
if
anymore. It's
Tatum,
more
if Tatum get the same, if like think about it, if Tatum go against the same competition Jokic have, right? Kai, come on, bruh. We'll be
mm,
having another different discussion with him. But since he light skinned and he played for the Celtics, this and that, like, come on now.
well, to be fair, and I know
And
we've
then this
beaten
league, they don't the centers, they don't play defense like that in the perimeter anyway.
the
The
last
only one is the 21-year-old I brought up.
the two last 2 years, this year and last year, out of all of the games we played against Denver, Jokic outplayed Tatum in all four of those games. Even the game we lost, even the game we beat
Because
Denver at
Jokic
our
played the first
house,
game. He didn't play the second game.
Jokic outplayed Tatum. The three superstars that Tatum can't outplay yet is Steph, SGA, and Jokic. Everybody else is up for grabs.
Luca, Victor.
He no, he outplays
But look
Luca
though.
and
But look
Victor
though.
Wembanyama still has a long way to
Does
go.
KB
Luca averaged
does
like 30 in the
KB ever
finals
show
last
up?
year.
How
Does
many shots
KB
does he
ever show
take?
up against Jokic? No.
How many 3 pointers does Tatum take?
A lot. It's too many. I'll give you that. I'll give you that. I'll give you that.
Shit. Under that raccoon face bitch, right?
Okay, but here's the thing. Who shut down Luca to where he made him
He
look
started taking
silly?
8 to 12 threes
I don't
under that
call it shutting
raccoon face
down.
bitch.
That's like saying
When he
Andre
was on the
Iguodala shut
email,
down Brown.
he wasn't taking no more than 9 or 8. He
Well,
definitely
here's
wasn't.
the thing. Luca's gonna get his points on other defenders, but when it came to Jalen Brown specifically, I think he averaged like 17 a game on like 9 of 25 shooting.
Boogie down Brown.
That's the thing, yeah. Obviously, he's gonna get his points on a Derek White and a freaking Drew Holiday, and obviously he's gonna get his points on those big guys because they can't defend him. But that one guy
Y'all
that
better
did,
thank my Spurs for developing Derek White.
yeah, that's true too.
Yeah.
Thank you.
That was
We
the
gave you Jags by the way, and you gave us Derek White.
that was the Ime move. Ime made that call.
Another Spurs associate under Pop, but go
Yeah,
ahead.
Ime
Fair,
came from
no,
Pop.
Pop knows how to develop guys. I'll give you that. From Derek
Coaches and
White,
players.
yes, coaches and players. From Derek White to DeJounte Murray to Lonnie Walker to Tony Parker to Tim Duncan. I know he was a top pick, but oh well. To Mono Ginobili. Which one
Yeah,
was
Jakob
undrafted? It was
Pearl.
Ginobili, right?
You want me
Jakob
to name
Pearl.
all the coaches that Pop developed too?
Mitch Johnson, Brett Brown,
But didn't Bud came
Ime
from him?
Udoka,
Didn't Bud came
Steve
from him?
Kerr,
Mike Budenholzer, Doc
Did,
Rivers.
didn't Bud came
Doc
from him?
Rivers. Since when did he work with Pop?
Doc Rivers retired. He played with the Spurs too, and he played under Pop. And
No,
Pop
no,
was
no,
like,
no. He talking about coaching.
yeah. Doc Rivers counts. You can count Doc Rivers.
Doc Rivers can't even win one championship without freaking KG and those boys.
And how you think he got some of them jobs?
Hey,
Being a
hey,
player
hey,
and being
hey,
under
hey,
Okay,
Pop.
but
hey.
where's his
I'm not gonna
championship
lie.
since that
I'm not gonna lie.
damn
I'm not gonna
year?
lie.
How the hell do
The
you not
Clippers,
get to a conference finals
the
with the Sixers?
Clippers, the Clippers. I don't blame him for that. The Clippers suck. The Clippers are cursed because
That is
he
true.
ran plays to get his guys open.
Doc Rivers never chose to have PG there. Remember, PG was,
Yeah, he was hella mad that SJ traded SGA. He literally told him, he said, "Don't trade
and
him.
then
He could be our
First of
cornerstone.
all,
The guy is the franchise."
PG dated Doc Rivers' daughter and cheated
Patrick
on her.
Beverly,
So
Patrick Beverly even said, "No, no, 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 no." So the only reason they made that call is because Kawhi told them niggas straight up because Kawhi never wanted to be in Toronto with his weird
hmm
ass. He told them niggas straight up, right? Um,
go get
he
me
was
Paul
like,
George,
he was
and then
like,
I'm
he
coming
was
to.
like, I'm not coming here unless y'all get Paul George. And
biggest
the
mistake.
the
I don't know what
Clippers
the
are
hell he
so
was thinking.
the Clippers are so desperate they forgot how the Raptors built their team. The Raptors, the Wayne Casey won a coach of the year, right? They won 60 some, they
Right.
won 63 or 64 games that year, right? That was the number one seed, right? They just couldn't beat the Cavs. They lost to the Cavs in what 4 or 5 games because DeMar DeRozan and Kyle Lowry shrunk.
hmm
LeBron left, went to the Lakers, didn't make the playoffs. Um, the East, it was just Giannis. You know what I'm saying? Because Giannis was
hmm
coming.
And what about that super team with the Nets?
The
KD,
Nets.
Kyrie, and Harden.
Them dudes was hurt, man. And them
No, no,
dudes,
no, no.
man.
I'm talking about no. I'm no, 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 no. I'm talking about when Kawhi got there. Like they making it seem like they say They lying talking about Kawhi is the key. Kawhi is the whole contributor of why the Spurs won, why the Raptors won. No, he
He
was
was
not.
for the Raptors, not for the Spurs, because he had a better team around. He had better players with him. But
The
the Spurs,
Raptors, the
he.
Raptors was in the Eastern Conference Finals and they was number one seed.
He
Oh
ain't
yeah.
And
lying.
he played
Both
half.
y'all
He
right.
didn't even play the whole season. He cheated.
Well, he was
He
nasty
played
in
All
the
they
playoffs, so you
played
did,
got
at
to give
least
him that. I
60
don't
all
know
they
why
games.
did.
Toronto
This
didn't
what they
resign
did. This
him.
what they did.
I
Yo,
mean,
They
one
traded
cha-
Kawhi
he
and Danny
plays 60
Green, right?
games.
And they signed Marcus Gasol.
Good.
I mean,
And
Kawhi
then Serge
played 60
Ibaka,
games.
Serge Ibaka came a year before that, a year or two before that.
But see, the thing is, Kawhi still played at least like 60, 65 games that year, though.
Yeah.
Their little league minimum requirement that they got now.
Now, ever since he went to the Clippers, was where his injuries came the worst.
No, ever since the Zaja Pachulia shit.
Fair.
He got exposed when he went to the Clippers because the Clippers couldn't win games without him. They just wasn't well built like that. Whereas the Raptors can win regular season games like that.
The Clippers
Okay,
kind
yeah,
of were
y'all
built
right.
well. You had
Y'all right.
James Harden,
Y'all
who's a
right.
good.
Kawhi played 60 games
Well, to
that
be
year for the
fair,
rest of
the
2019.
Clippers before they got rid of
Uh,
Paul George, they did have Paul George. They did have James Harden. Ivica Zubac was still there. Norman Powell was still there. They had some good role players
What year you talking about?
last year and the year before. Ever since they got Paul George, I think they had a decent team around them to win a championship.
Paul George was never built to be a second option, in my
He-
opinion.
Oh, well, fair. Well, he's a third option in Philly and he still stinks. So what is the difference?
Wait. To be fair, Paul George did more for the Clippers in the playoffs than Kawhi did.
Took them
Fair.
to their first Western Conference Finals. That's right, T.
Kawhi can't even get out the
Fair.
second round, even if his life depended on it. And
Well,
mind
I
you, he
don't know
hadn't
if
been
that
out
was
the
a
first
fluke.
round in 4 years.
Well, I don't know if that was a fluke or something, but
What
Everybody
was a
was a fluke
fluke?
that year. It was a COVID season.
that's COVID year. Yeah.
You talking about the bubble?
Yeah.
I don't
No,
count the bubble,
that was the
man.
year after the bubble too.
That shit, that man.
He carried the team to
You
the
gave
Western
AD
Conference
four
Finals the
months
bubble
off,
year,
man.
right?
You gave AD
Year
four
after.
months off.
What? Oh,
Because
You
okay.
gave
remember,
this
you
nigga
had
LeBron
Miami and
more time to pump
Boston.
them
Oh
steroids.
yeah.
That feels
Lakers
like an
Oh, I
and
AAU
think I know
game,
what you're
bro.
talking
Straight
about.
up.
Well, it was kind of COVID year in 2020 and 2021. I think I know what you're saying.
yeah, players were still getting out
But
for
wait a
like
minute. No,
what's
he
it
didn't go to
called?
the Western Conference Finals in 2020, 2021. That was Phoenix. And
He played Phoenix. They played Phoenix
okay, so the Suns swept Denver in the second round. They beat someone. I think okay.
because
Now it's
because Denver didn't have Jamal that year. That's right.
in 2020, 2021.
That's right.
Okay. That was Milwaukee and Phoenix. Okay, so okay, I think it's coming back to
And
me now.
Giannis went crazy.
Yeah, honest one crazy. Yeah, but you still have a freaking 2-0 lead. You can't choke that back.
Shoot, Giannis and them had a 2-0 league on Kawhi in 2019, and guess what Kawhi did? I'm guarding Giannis. You think DeMar DeRozan doing that? No. That tells you the difference between impact
Okay, there you
as
go.
players.
I'll give you that. Maybe DeMar DeRozan was a little older too.
He ain't Kawhi.
I know. So the
He ain't
mid
Kawhi.
range is like Kawhi though. I gotta give him that.
That defense ain't though.
That defense, I'll give you that. That defense ain't though. That 3-point
Two-time
shoot.
defensive player of the year.
There.
I
I
could
go.
ask y'all, who is the NBA's two favorite small markets? Let me ask y'all.
Two favorite small markets, the
Wait,
Spurs
wait,
and
wait, wait. Let me
That's
ask you a
one.
question. So,
Toronto.
big market,
Nope.
big market would be what? New York.
Us.
What
It'll
would it
be
would it be? Would it be
Boston.
California teams?
It'll be
Texas?
it'll be Gold.
Not the Kings,
Spurs
but
is small, right?
yes.
It will be no no.
Yep.
Uh,
It will be Golden State, Boston, New York, the Lakers, and I think Philadelphia.
Miami,
Not really, because they
Chicago.
never come to Miami. They never
Nah,
come see them play. The Bulls
nah.
so
don't even
so
come see
so
them
You
so
got to
play.
so I
count
don't
Miami. You
understand.
got
I
to
don't
count Miami.
understand small market.
No, if you want to
What
go
is
back
that?
to the stack team that they had in 2013 and them, yeah, now that shit's half empty.
They went to like two finals in the last 5 years.
Fluke finals, and they couldn't get it done.
You're a Celtics fan. Tatum got hurt in one of those series. I
But he
understand
still
why you
played
say that.
42 minutes. You gotta suck it up. Either suck it up or sit down.
I understand why you saying that. You're a Celtics fan. I understand.
But I'm not. I don't sugarcoat things. Okay, Tatum got hurt. He still played 42 minutes. So clearly, he thought his ankle was good enough to play 42 minutes. I'm not gonna sit here and drill. I'm not gonna sit here and make excuses for Jalen Brown. He was pathetic in that game. But damn, we were playing 4v5 because Tatum was limping all over the place. Sit down or suck it up.
Boogie Down Brown didn't have that left hand either.
He did not. I will give you that. He was bad, and I felt horrible because not only was he bad, it was in a contract year. Well, not in a contract year. It was second. It was second. It was his second to last contract year because the year where he popped off in the playoffs last year, that was technically his contract year. Now his extension started kicking in this year, but that year where he was bad, I felt bad because like, oh crap, he's due for an extension. He almost got traded away from Boston for KD. I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the trigger. I was preparing for him to leave because it was bad, man. Like that is the worst way to go out when you're due to an extension.
They gave Rudy Gobert Defensive Player of the Year in the same season.
He still is a great defender, though. You can't take that away from him.
He's a great inside defender, but he's not a great pick and roll defender.
Neither are any other big men. How many? Evan
Victor
Mobley won
Wembanyama.
defensive. Evan Mobley won Defensive Player of the Year, and Tatum and Brown smoke them smokes him on the perimeter every time he played Cleveland.
I
Like
don't
this is baby food. It's shooting 3-pointers over him.
listen. If I got a guy, including every single game of the playoffs this year and plus regular season, and he only played 45 games and still leads the league in blocks and stocks, that's insane. I'm
Well,
sorry, but
to be fair, Tatum destroyed him on the perimeter when they played Boston at Boston.
and Wemby destroyed him offensively and still had 4 or 5 blocks on y'all.
We did not. Wemby put up like 10 points that game.
No, you talking? No, you nitpicking. It was that one game. I know which game you talking about. But in all the
We
other
didn't have
games,
Jalen Brown that game.
still got that shot blocked.
And he had 13 points. You're freaking 7 foot. But why are you getting freaking blown by Porzingis? He's the softest dude. He's the softest freaking big man when it comes to body weight and stuff. And Wembenyama, he took Wembenyama like a windbreaker or something like that.
But think about this. You're averaging. Think about this. You're averaging around 25, around 10 rebounds, around 5 assists, close to like 4 freaking blocks, and then like around 1.5 block. I mean, steals. That's
It
insane.
is insane. And you know what's insane? And you know what's even more insane? That Tatum cooked him on the perimeter all day.
That's what Tate. But see, Tatum being that guy, that's what he's supposed to do. Your main guy is supposed to take on
And your main guy who's supposed to win Defensive Player of the Year has to guard him on the perimeter as well when they put him in the pick and roll.
and then see, but we don't have a true four. And remember, I think Sohan out one of those games. I
No,
think
he was playing.
one of them, one of those games. I swear he had to be out. At least one of, or at
He's
least didn't play.
I think he was out there.
Yeah, see, and that's what I'm saying. Like, we listen. This dude is different in some type of fashion.
No,
Where,
defensively he's great. I think his defense is better than his offense, honestly.
but see, this is where Tim. This is where I bring up Tim Duncan. Listen, I don't have to put up over 25 points in a game to be the best player on the court because I know I'm going to be far, 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 far. Y'all talk about Luca and all these guys when it comes to defense. We got to bring the same energy in this type of convo.
Fair.
When my defense is far, 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 far away from everybody else's, and I'm still giving you 25, I'm the best player on the court, especially if
Fair.
my team is keeping it close.
Fair. But that's like Tatum and Brown for the Celtics. They have that Tim Duncan esque mentality where they don't have to score 25.
So they getting 12 rebounds and about 3+ blocks.
Well, they're not getting 3+ blocks, but Tatum's averaging a double double. Brown averages a double double without Tatum most of the time, but with Tatum, he's literally almost near a double double. I mean, a triple double or a double double, whatever.
Maybe Tatum, but not Brown. Tatum is 6'9" ish. He better
He's
get
six
at
eight.
least. He better get at least 8 rebounds a
And
game.
and, and Brown 6'6", and he averaged like 7 rebounds these playoffs. He had 10 rebounds without Tatum in the Magic series. I think he had like 8 rebounds without him at Game 5 against the Knicks. He had 6 rebounds again. The issue with that is that yes, Tatum obviously he's got the long arms. He's 6'8", but he's always under the basket though. For whatever reason, they got Brown chilling at the 3-point line.
And
Like,
y'all did a good job having Tatum go on Vic because Vic wasn't guarding Tatum that whole game. Because those whole games,
well,
Vic was just roaming because who's truly you think Al Horford is truly a threat against Vic? That shit will get blocked 4 or 5 times a damn game. Man, please.
well, and tell Victor Wembanyama to get his ass back on defense from the perimeter and block a shot.
I don't but see I didn't have Fox, who is a at least some
Fox was playing that game
that was at
against.
you talking about the second game, not the first one.
I'm talking about the first one.
Damn, so we play. Okay, yeah, we did play all late in the year. Okay, so
You did,
Fox was still Fox was still kind of getting used to our team though. Fox, I mean, when it comes to mid-season trades, that's like y'all trading for Katie middle of the season. Not saying it'll ever.
boy. We didn't even have Jalen Brown playing, and we still whooped your ass.
Y'all are a championship battle tested team. I hope so. Versus the team that's tanking, we still tanking his first 2 years.
Tanking, but they still pull up upsets. They beat the Bucks. They've beaten big teams before.
Listen, Kay. If I got two first round picks. I'm talking about last year and this year.
Mm-hmm.
If I got two first round picks that can both be in the top 15, which was the same case last year. Both of them was top 10 last year. One of them was Castle. One of them was Rob Dillingham. And we decided to trade him to Minnesota. Minnesota gave us two extra first round picks. We could use that for Giannis this year. Now, hold up before you say anything.
You don't want Jalen Brown, but you guys would grab Giannis. I mean, I get it because Giannis is a better player, but damn, aren't they both superstars?
Jalen Brown is that type. I think Jalen Brown would look more efficient on the Spurs than he does on the Celtics because the Celtics, Pop and all Pop, like how Pop said, I'm El Jefe. What does that mean? I might
I'm
not
the
be.
boss.
That's right, and I might not be in that coaching seat, but guess what? I'm still around.
Yeah,
That's what he's basically saying. And when you play, I could make the argument right now. If Vic wasn't on the Spurs and played on a heliocentric type of team, his stats would be way more insane.
fair.
because he would not be playing on minutes restriction his first year if it was on a franchise that really, let me put it this way, if he was
It,
on a franchise that was desperate. Spurs ain't desperate. Spurs just ended up getting Vic and Castle back to back Rookie of the Year award winners.
because yeah, that's how the lottery works.
But then again, this goes back to what I said earlier. We sat down David Robinson. David Robinson got hurt. Guess who we ended up getting? Tim Duncan. Championship within the next couple of years.
You got Tony Parker and Ginobili with him.
That's a little bit later on,
You
like
got Kawhi Leonard with him too.
that's like 2000s, and then Kawhi, that's like 2010s. That's a totally that's different eras of our dynasty, and we won
Fair.
championships with all of
Fair.
them.
Fair. I'll give you that. No, that was a great dynasty. I still think Pop's the greatest coach of all time.
Oh,
Um,
for sure.
for sure. I cut you off earlier. What were you saying? You for it was like De'Aaron Fox and Giannis. We can use those picks to get Giannis.
We got the number 2 pick, got the number 14 pick. We got Keldon Johnson,
Let
young
me ask you.
piece
Yeah, but
that
he
come off
can't
the
shoot a lick though. I like his energy though.
Devin Vassell. Both of them can play. Listen, same thing that I preach about Derek White. They can all play. There are Spurs players. They can go to any other team and be a great role player for any other team because of the way we developed them. If it
Yo,
wasn't for
Reek,
us
Reek,
developing White,
Reek,
Mm-hmm.
Reek,
he would not be like that last year.
Reek. You can
What's
hear
up?
me?
Yeah, I
Hey,
hear you.
Reek,
What's
hey,
up, bro?
Reek. So what? So Reek, don't one of y'all picks this year go to Sacramento? Like, how does it work? Because I seen that y'all had like the third, y'all had like the fourth and tenth pick or some shit like that, or
We
It
had
was
we had
number 2 and 14 they have this year.
we had 3 picks in the first round that could have went top 15, but one of them we had to give up Fox, and Sacramento was like, we want Castle. We was like, hell no. So guess what we did?
Oh, they
We
wanted
gave them,
Castle?
yeah, Sacramento
Oh,
wanted
I didn't
they,
know they asked for him because I'm like, I would have got
Well, if
Castle.
you want something good, you got to give up something good.
but see, they would have not got a better trade or a better deal for that because of the simple fact, because they was like, we want Castle, and it was like, no. And then they was like, well, we can't get any other deal, so we just gonna have to take whatever y'all got. It's gonna be the same thing with the Bucks. But see, when you look at teams like Houston, when you look at teams like Houston, OKC, realistically, he's not going. He already said he wants to go to a big market. But if you want to go to, this is why I say the NBA's 2 favorite small markets, Spurs and OKC. Why
Oh,
do I say that? Look at all the MVPs, counting SGA, because I
fair.
he's about to get his MVP. Kevin
Mm-hmm.
Durant,
Kevin
SGA.
Durant. Yep.
If you want to count Harden, even though he won his MVP in Houston, guess what? Let's go ahead and count Harden because he started off in OKC.
Westbrook too.
Westbrook too. That's 4 MVPs within the last freaking 11, 12
Well,
years.
well, if Giannis says he wants to go to a big market, cross off Boston because I don't want him.
And then also let's include David Robinson and Tim Duncan. So that's 6 MVPs within the last 30 years among both small market teams. And then um,
This
defensive
dude.
player of the years, Vic should have won 2 of them. David Robinson should have at least got 1 of them. That's what I'm saying. Like all these great players that you put out. Manu won 6 man, I think. So that's what I'm saying. Like that's all. Harden won 6 man and MVP. So that's what I'm saying. Among all these awards, all these All NBA first teams, all defensive teams, Bruce Bowen, Kawhi Leonard, Defensive Player of the Year. Tim Duncan should have at least got one Defensive Player of the Year. You can't tell me he shouldn't. Most all defensive teams all time, and you ain't got one defensive man. Come on now, narratives.
It
Same
is.
reason why
Is what it is.
LeBron should have got one. That one in 2013. And I'm not the biggest LeBron guy in the world, but that's what I'm saying. Like these two small markets teams, Cleveland is another good small market one. All them number 1 picks. You getting LeBron, you get Kyrie. Like that's what I'm saying. Like you got to think about how these small market organizations build. You have to build through the draft because, and you have to tank because you're not like LA, Boston, all these other teams
You don't
where,
have much money.
yeah, y'all owners can just dig into their pocketbooks and go over the Lux tax. Lux tax ain't been around that long.
To be fair, we did draft Tatum and Brown when we were rebuilding.
Out of the Brooklyn picks that came from KG and
That's
Paul
the
Pierce. See, look, you thought I ain't know that either,
Come
huh?
on. This dude's clowning me with the Spurs stuff. We get it, bro.
y'all better watch out for us because my boy should have at least had two defensive. And this
Who?
is why I say Ant should have never been brought up as a face of the league
And
because if
neither should Wemby either, because he's too young.
but then I could argue he is an exception because there's a reason why they didn't give him defensive player of the year in his first year. And then his
'Cause-
second year, you already know he was going to win it.
No, he was gonna win if he didn't get hurt.
And then two, he would have been the first. Think about this. He would have been the youngest defensive player. And even if he wins next year, he's still the youngest defensive
No,
player
I'll
of the
give you
year
that.
all
Just please,
time.
please, please stay healthy.
I honestly, I'll put it this way: we wanted that pick this year. It's crazy how he was going insane. Then after All Star break, he's playing soccer. But then right after playing All Star break, you sit him down. We did not have enough ground to cover. I think we would have made the playoffs if we had. Because think about this: we had 22 wins last year,
Mm-hmm.
about 36 wins this year. Vic sat out for the rest of the half of the season. Basically, Fox too. I can make the argument right now: if we had Fox and Vic the whole year, Spurs would have went over at least. Spurs would have at least had close to 45 wins. 22
40 games
last
for
year.
sure, but you guys can't defend a lick either.
The
So
only
so
get
so y'all shut down Wimby because of what? Y'all trying to get a pick?
we got the
I
second
really,
round.
I literally thought he had a blood clot for real. I didn't even know it was for tanking purposes.
He
Honestly,
never was
I,
hurt, bro. He was
I,
dunking his shit.
I'm not clear. There's a lot of people that be like, man, please, he was hurting. I'm not clarifying whether he was or not. It's just very suspicious how you sit down Vic right after
But
All Star break.
let
Right
Victor
after.
Wembanyama get his Defensive Player of the Year. Let him. He was gonna make All NBA too.
But then Vic, see, this is the thing though. This dude is even if he got shut out his first 2 years for Defensive Player of the Year, he's still gonna have the most Defensive Player of the Year awards all
He
time.
is.
He's the best, in my opinion, of this era. To me, my opinion, he is the best defensive player I've ever seen in my 24 years of lifetime. He is
No,
the best defensive player I've ever
no.
seen.
And
And
you're right. The dude. I think he had like what 10 blocks one game or 7 blocks one game. He's legit. No, I'll give you that.
you remember that game where he had 40 points, like 10, like 20 rebounds, and 10 blocks, and
Was
like
that
5 assists, six
was
assists.
that was that on Christmas
Yep,
against the Knicks?
around that. It was around that. It was around that time. It
Uh
wasn't
huh.
on. We didn't have a Christmas game, but it was on Christmas, New Year's Eve, New
We
Year's
you
week.
actually did have a Christmas game this year, this past season.
Yep, and let me tell you, not I'm talking about his first. Not his first year. It was around that same week. He
Okay,
went crazy. But if you look at people talk about Ant being the face of the league, but when I seen the games that Vic had, Vic's first game, I don't even have to look none of this up. His first game, this dude had like 25 points and 8 blocks on Jokic.
fair.
And then his first game, remember his first game against, this is all minutes restriction now. You remember when he played the Bucks his first game, him versus, this is the greatest regular season game I have ever seen in my whole entire life.
You see the
When him and Giannis went tick for tack. Giannis played like 44 minutes that game.
I think
hey
I know what you're talking about.
Reek,
Vic, what's up, bro?
did you see the game in person or on TV?
On TV because I had NBA League Pass. And I remember when I was watching that game, because I went to a lot of Spurs games, but I went to more Mavs games because I live in Dallas. So when I was watching a lot of these games, that Spurs and Bucks game, that game, go back and watch the
I,
Giannis and Victor's
I
first game.
think I think there was a game on TNT.
That was yep, and
Yep,
that was a hardwood classic.
that was a tough game. I was rooting for you guys too, but fuck Giannis,
Because
bro.
Giannis had 44 that game and played 40 minutes. Vic played
I
less
think
than 30 and
yeah, I
had
think he had a
27.
clutch three to win it. Giannis.
You Giannis, man, that's because the way Spurs game plan,
No,
they
it
had
was they're the three. Yeah,
they had Vic play off Giannis that one possession. Sohan was supposed to switch up on Giannis. We gave up that game because we wanted. It was one of those. His first 2 seasons, you could tell we was tanking because
hmm
you look at every single close game. Why did we give up that game? You know how look at we had the best stats out of any team in the NBA through the first 3 quarters, but gave up the most fourth quarter leads, and that's why we got Fox. And then you got to think about this too. through our first 40 games, if you take away those fourth quarter blown leads, because that was before Fox now,
Hmm.
we would have started 27-13. That looked like some Tim Duncan Spurs type ish.
But damn
Go
it, you got Wembanyama. Isn't he supposed to close the game out?
and for you to be the best defensive player on the court, this is a rarity. For you to be the best defensive player on the court by a mile and be the best offensive player, it's no discussion. Like this dude should be the face. All them games. Let me go back to that Bucks game with him and
I
versus
can
Giannis.
say the same thing about my two best players, but they don't have the popularity to do so.
I've never
Sadly.
because they want to put out Adam Silver. They want. Let me put it this way: Adam Silver wants the face to be an international player so bad,
Then
but
why is he talking about ants so much?
that now this is where I'm going with this. He wants an international face so bad, but the media, knowing that what country does the United States? Okay, I already done gave you the hint. What NBA does a country come from?
The United States.
So that's what I'm saying. You got to keep pushing your American players. That's why Cooper Flag, they sent him to Dallas. You think they want to send Cooper Flag, the great, you know what, hope? You think they want to send Cooper Flag to Utah? No. You think they want to send him to Wizards? No. You think they want to send him to Charlotte? No. You think they want to send him to Portland? No. You got to send him to at least a decent market. Dallas got the Cowboys. You know what I'm saying?
They still can't win shit.
And that's what I'm saying. But that's a good enough market to be able to bring up your franchise guy. And then
Hmm.
every single one of those teams got a pivotal big man for the future. Houston got
Hmm.
Shangoon,
Hmm.
Dallas got Cooper, AD is, but then
You
you
got.
got Victor Wembanyama. See, that's what I'm saying. I look at all of Victor Wembanyama's first marquee games as a rookie
Hmm.
when he had that 25 and 8 blocks versus Jokic. And this is minutes restriction now.
We
And
know.
when he went against Giannis, this dude played less than 30 minutes, had 27 points, like 10 over 10 rebounds, like five freaking blocks. And I'm like, yo, this dude is a little bit too freaking different. Forget the MB game because he did not drop 70 on him. It was those matchups. It was that Sohan.
I want to see if did Embiid really drop 70 points, or did he drop 70 points because he took like 20 free throws a game? I swear to
He,
God, his
he
freaking free throws skew
that
everything.
too. Yeah,
His
I
fucking
forgot
free
about the
throw
free
stat
throws.
overrated ass.
When you look at some of those, see who they like to compare Embiid to when it comes to guards. Kobe, SGA, another example. Kobe. All these other guys
They
like,
compared Tatum to Kobe.
yeah, but see, Kobe ain't flopping like that. Kobe not finna sit here and flop his way to the free throw line like that, like the rest.
Tatum doesn't flop. He sells it at time. He'll flop here and there, but he's not a flopper like Embiid or SGA or something.
Tatum ain't got no reason to flop if he's sitting here shooting all these doggone threes.
That is true too. That's the true. That's This is why. And listen, I love me some Tatum, and I love the fact that Kobe is his idol. But bruh, Kobe would not take dumb threes the way that he does. It's ridiculous. It's sickening. Ugh.
If Tatum left the Celtics, I don't want to tease this idea, but if he ever left the Celtics, it would be to play for the Lakers with Luca. And Luca makes front court players look so. And this is where we go back to our mass conversation earlier, where I said Luca makes front court players look tremendously good. Gafford, 9 to playoffs with Wizards. PJ, 9 to playoffs with Charlotte.
To be fair, those two
Lively,
franchises are
a
freaking
rookie.
purgatory.
But look what he did with Lively too as a rookie.
Yeah.
The only thing you could say that held back Lively was his injury history.
Hmm.
Starting off, that's the only thing. And you seen them games when Lively was on the Mavs with Luca, when they played Chet, when they played Vic, when they played some of these other young bigs. Lively would go crazy.
Hmm.
Derek would go crazy. Now you got Coop. One of those bigs got to go. That means one of them might be going to LA, one of them might be going somewhere else. I wouldn't even be
Bring him to
surprised.
Boston.
I mean, y'all got the pieces, but if I were y'all, I would just go younger, keep Tatum and Brown, go and get somebody like Nas Reed.
We don't
Oh,
have the money for it. I doubt it. Even if we trade like a Porzingis or a Holiday or a Hauser or something, we're not gonna have enough money. And Nas Reed's gonna want to get paid. Hmm.
yeah, that's why he's not staying in Minnesota. Minnesota is going to end up having to pay Ant a shit ton of money.
Well, I don't think he's gonna leave Minnesota. If I'm the GM, if I'm Tim Connolly and I don't get Nas Reed back, I need to be fired.
For me, in order for you to be the face of the league, and this is why I say Vic should be the next face of the league, you have to at least lead the NBA and dominate the NBA in at least one statistical category, specifically, more than likely, scoring. Ant Man doesn't have a scoring title. Does he have an All NBA first team? If you ain't got an All NBA first team, at least minimum,
Well,
you
to be
can't, you can't be the face. I'm sorry, you got to
No, I
have
get
the
it.
first
I
team.
get it, but again, look at who he's going up. It goes both ways. I get what you're saying. He has to earn it, and he hasn't really proven himself yet. But at the same time, look at the company who he's going up against. I mean, Giannis, Jokic, Luka, SGA, Tatum. Lord have mercy. I sometimes question how those guys are still, they still make All NBA because here's my thing. As good as Tatum's stats are as a Celtics fan, those shooting splits make me question how the flying fuck he made first team All NBA sometimes. But that's just the consistency and that's just the core that's been intact in those five spots for years.
I mean, this dude been averaging like close to damn near scoring leading. Listen, what's it called? Scoring total, not
He's
scoring points per
averaging
game.
27 a game.
This dude throughout most seasons over the last few years been leading like scoring total, not scoring points per game, not in points per game, but what's it called? Because you got points per game and you got total.
How the hell does that even work? Because usually if you get
Staying
total
healthy.
point, fair.
Tatum is Tatum throughout most of his career has been relatively healthy,
No,
at least.
he's been healthy. But with you think with SGA leading the league in scoring or being up there with 33 a game, you think you would have total points. And then next thing you know, I see Tatum like, what?
Because Luca been averaging 30 for like the last few years more than a lot of other players under at least 26, and never led in total. Tatum always led in total scoring because he's always been the most healthy.
Yeah.
And
So is SGA.
SG, and as a Kentucky fan, I'm not gonna lie to you, seeing how he has gotten better as
No,
a
he was good.
player,
Hmm.
it's like what he learned over the years. He learned how to get better into his spots. I
Hmm.
like the way he gets into his spots now.
Thank you. I think that's what Tatum should do. Take a fucking page out of his book. Just get to your mid range and stop chucking threes.
How about this? Tell the Celtics to go and get Chris Paul for 1 year and see what that does to Tatum.
Ugh,
Uh
which.
huh. Because think about this. You look at what CP3 done with Devin Booker.
Hmm.
You look at what CP3 done with SGA.
Hmm.
Now you look at what CP3 is doing in San Antonio
No,
with.
he elevates the talent. He does.
And when you got a guy like that, if Chris Paul ever wins a championship, it won't be as a player,
Mm.
unless we go and get Giannis and win it all this year. He's going to win his championship as a coach. CP3 is a own. When you got your guys like CP3, I'll even count LeBron too. CP3, LeBron, guys like that. Rondo might not be as high as them on lists all time, but when you look at guys who could dissect things on the floor and
Hmm.
dissect things off
Yep.
the court and
Yep.
help guys around them get better, because Rondo got two chips.
Yep.
LeBron got his chips. CP3 ain't got no chips, but he's proven that whatever team he goes to,
You can
the
elevate that
superstar.
team.
And look at how Vic learned how to get into his spots. The only thing Vic has to learn offensively as a player is just getting into his spots more comfortably. That's all
And
he has
not
to do.
chucking threes.
Honestly, if you got a guy that defends the way that he defends with the length that he has,
Hmm.
it really doesn't matter. I
Damn
mean,
it,
am I
brother. But
wrong?
damn it, brother. How many times has he been chucking threes when he's 7 foot tall? Get a mismatch. Damn it.
But this is how you know he's the face of the league. This dude in one game had like damn near 30 points, like 40 points, 10. You remember that game? I forgot who it was when we played this year. When he had like almost 40 points, 10 threes, damn near 10 blocks, two
That
freaking
had to
steals. I
that
said,
had
man,
to be against either Houston or Indiana.
this dude is just different, man.
No,
I
he
know,
is different. But
I
I
know.
can say the same thing about my two best players their rookie year. Brown dropped 30 points in a playoff game at the age of 19. Yay. He still at that time he hasn't proven anything yet.
I mean, this dude dropped 30 points, 5 blocks, 10 rebounds.
Boy, he's 7 foot tall with like an 8 foot wingspan. He's supposed to be blocking those damn shots.
Yeah, but but see, a 8 footer like that giving you five threes.
No,
It might
it's
be
like
the attempts. It might be the attempts. I know
no,
you.
it is a touch. He's got the handle. He's got the touch.
Because I mean, you remember that Bucks game? He did that behind the back on Dame. Dame was like,
I don't know how the I don't even know. I didn't even think he made it at first. But then I'm like, what in there's no fucking way.
I,
But that
I,
was impressive.
I think the way the Celtics, what the Celtics have to do is you keep the Jays together. If you want to get rid of the Jays, please do not get rid of Jason Tatum. And I do feel like out of strength, I think Jason Tatum will leave before Jalen Brown.
I
But
doubt it. I doubt it. They
but I feel like he's been getting too. I think the Tatum disrespect is just getting out of hand over the last couple of years.
Well, that, but it goes both ways. It's been out of hand, but it's also been warranted. For example, I am going to hate on you when you're jacking up a stupid three over a 6'2" Brunson. Come on, man.
He's 6'8", 6'9". I mean,
But
why
that's our
not?
problem. That's the issue with him. He's 6'8" and he refuses to drive to the basket. He just chucks up threes, bro. Like, oh my God. So
He
it goes both ways. It is ridiculous with the hate. And don't get me started with Colin Coward because he fucking sucks. But it's the narrative around him is tough, especially when he has these bad games. But at the same time, man, his shot selection sucks sometimes.
Because if you put Victor on Boston, it'll just be a whole nother Bill Russell situation.
Fair. No, I'll give you that.
It'll just be a whole nother situation. Like, and you know who got these guys playing? Brad got these guys playing like that. Ma had these guys playing better defense.
Oh my God, I miss him, man.
It just wasn't the same shot selection.
Mm-hmm.
It was the same shot selection that Ma had with Brad, but he had more organized offenses ran,
Right.
whereas Brad
That's the last time we ran offense when we had Ime and Brad.
exactly
Mm-hmm.
And then
Missoula.
Michaela. So when Ime needed help with offense, he had Will Hardy,
Yeah, and that's the thing.
and he
It's
also had
play
Demond
defense,
Stoudemire.
give the ball to your superstars, and get out of the way.
But see, you bringing up Hardy a whole lot. Hardy didn't even get as much playing time when Luca was there. He got more
No, no,
playing
no, no,
time.
no, 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 no,
We're
no. I'm talking
talking
about
about the
Utah head
coach,
coach.
Oh,
He was our offensive what you call it? He was our assistant head coach.
assistant coach. Yeah,
We
if Jay
lost
if
Charles Lee. Charles Lee went to the Charlotte. Charles Lee helped our defense out.
yeah.
Even though our defense wasn't what, even though it wasn't what it was in 2000. Like our defense fell off when we had Joe as a coach. I'm gonna be real. Like our
That
defense
it
never
is
really
true.
that
y'all made
defensive
it to
rating shit
six
is
conference
overrated.
finals
So
the
like
last 10 years, y'all defense
if
ain't never
half of our
dropped
team don't
off
play
Yes,
defense,
it has.
half of our team don't go
and
to the
still
free throw
leading.
line.
We got to the conference finals. Yes, the team sport, but Tatum and Brown carried that freaking
I
squad.
I
They
can't I
carried
cannot
nobody's in the bubble to a conference final.
hold up. Somebody's connection's messing
Michaela,
up.
you cutting out. You breaking up.
Me,
Yeah, you was skipping. Yo, Mike.
I think that's you.
I'm
Can't be
skipping.
me.
I'm skipping.
I don't know who is, but let's keep
That
going.
was
But
Michaela. Michaela skipping.
Okay, hold on.
yeah,
Refresh
I
that
see
shit,
it now.
Michaela.
I hear it now. But bro, I can't believe I'm defending Boston. Like I can't believe I'm defending Boston, but I'm gonna defend some of the Boston guys. Tatum, I think what Tatum issue is the only issue everybody has with Tatum. They just look at him as a lame. Like Tatum, the way you remember Paul Pierce earlier in the beginning of his career before he got those other guys.
Yeah, I'm back. I refreshed my shit. Michaela got connection issues.
So you remember how they used.
Yo, Y'all can hear me? So, what do y'all think about Julius Randle having 20 points in the like? No, what do you think about Julius Randle having 18 in the first half and then he only had 4 in the second half? Yeah, yeah. But Kelly, you can hear me? Okay. I was gonna say, Michaela, I was watching Celtics, CLNS. Them niggas don't know what they be talking about. I'm finna unsubscribe from them because they not logical. The Cedric well, that's not even Cedric Maxwell Channel. He's just a guest. But the black one, he the black old one, he cool. And then it's another one. The female, I don't know what she's talking about. Um, they delusional though, bro. They don't keep it. They don't keep it real. I don't like that. I don't like people that do that, bro. Like call them out, huh? I don't know they fucking name. I know that. I remember the dude that looked like Gordon Hayward, and then it's another white one, and then there's a white female. But, but anyway, screw them. Like I was saying, like what they was saying was like they was like, okay, we can get rid of we gotta get rid of Drew Holiday or Porzingis, so we're gonna make Porzingis the odd man out. And he played pretty crappy, but I'm like, that's not gonna work because we're gonna have to cut this whole roster out. You know what I'm saying? Because that means, because look, check this out, Michaela. If we do keep winning, that means we gotta get rid of Tatum or Brown. I'm just being real. The only way we keep them two is Peyton Pritchard included and Sam Hauser, that undrafted fraud. Um, I'm glad Luke Cornett a free agent. What I was gonna say, yeah, bro. Michael, the good thing is we still got our draft picks. Hauser is believe it or not, he's our highest paid bench player. He make more than Al Horford, which is crazy. Undrafted fraud. Yeah, what? Brad knew this shit. Brad knew this shit, bro. Like Danny Ainge wouldn't even do that. Like when you ever hear of Danny Ainge overpaying a role player that ain't done shit? No, Robert Williams. Oh no. Robert Williams didn't get hurt. He would have won defensive player of the year, and he got a defensive team selection. He can guard 1 through 5. His contract wasn't bad. Like how much we gave Rob? How much we gave Rob? 18, 20 million? 16 a year? Okay, that's before we gave out super maxes. So I mean, no, Brad gave Brown the max. Brown. Remember, Brown took a discount because the Kings wanted Brown back, but Brown stayed. No. Free agency. Brown took a pay cut because Brown was going to be the hottest free agent, but they re-signed Brown before the because Brown didn't even get a chance to interview with teams. That's how you feel me? Because he was finna go. He was hella teams that wanted Brown. Yeah, but hey, Michaela. Speaking of the Lakers. speaking of Lakers, I seen some on Instagram. It says something about the Lakers want to offer us a we get him Drew Holiday. No. We give a Drew Holiday for we give a Drew Holiday and for Rui Hachimura in the 2032 pick in a second. I said, why the fuck would we do that? Drew Holiday is better than Rui. What the fuck? I don't want nobody from the Lakers. No. It was one with Drew. It was on Twitter. Laker fan made it. Lakers the owner picked the 2030, bro. Just like the Clippers, bro. The Clippers are retarded, bro. They gave up their last pick for fucking James Harden, bro. Nobody wanted James Harden. James Harden had no fucking value at all, bro. James Harden killed his stock when he pulled that shit in Brooklyn. You get what I'm saying? Nobody wanted James Harden, bro. I would have told the Sixers finesse the Clippers. I would have been like this. I would have been like, yo, look, check this out, bro. Um, Nobody want this nigga. This is what we're gonna give you. I'm not giving you a first. That's out. No, they didn't. No, Clippers are frauds. No, you're not hearing me. The Clippers, the Sixers got hurt. The Clippers are frauds, huh? No, but anyways, like I was saying, like man, the finals is next month. Shit, the draft started in June, right? It's like the end of June. Oh, okay, then that's quick. That's quick, bruh. All these inexperienced teams gonna be in the finals for the first time. That's crazy, bruh. That is crazy. How the fuck? No. I literally said one of these young teams gonna come out. That's what I said. I literally thought it was gonna be us against one of these young teams. I'm like, oh, that would have been us. That would have been interesting if we played Minnesota, Houston, OKC. That would have been interesting. You know what I'm saying? But nah, bruh, this team sucks. Fuck! I just do a fucking pick on fucking Madden, bruh. Damn. So I just do a fucking pick, bro. These niggas suck, bro.
defense that I mean Luca's defense was part of the problem, but I think it was mostly it was mostly Luca shot chucking and the turnovers. It was Kyrie playing pathetic, and the role players just couldn't hit a damn three.
No, it wasn't. It wasn't even Luca anything. It was just Kyrie just playing terror. If Kyrie played the way he played, at least in Minnesota series,
Mm-hmm.
it would have went to at least 6 games. Boston would still won because
But
Boston was just
Boogie
y'all.
down Brown put that lock up onto Luca.
Not with those 30 points a game. I'll say it this way:
30 points a
y'all,
game
y'all,
on like five different defenders. Go look at how many points he averaged with Brown
y'all
being the primary
have the
defender.
most complete team of this decade, and I wouldn't even call it a super team. But y'all do have the most. Last year, that was the most complete team of this decade so far.
Fair. But the Mavericks were kind of damn near close to us outside of
And
shooting.
then Gafford and Lively's a rookie. Gafford got added middle of the season.
Yes.
PJ added in the middle of the season. Kyrie only been there for a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that was his first full season
Yeah. I mean,
as a
it's his
Maverick,
first finals. I'll give you that.
as a 25-year-old.
Yeah, I'll give you that. I had the same issue with Tatum and Brown when they were 24 and 25 against Golden State. Oh my God, were they acting like children?
Wasn't the same caliber players.
No.
Not as Luca, no. Because Luca, remember without Kyrie, when he led Mavs to the conference finals, and he was giving Boston, no, not Boston, Golden State, that same as that Golden State team that y'all got beat by that Tatum and Brown couldn't do nothing against. Luca was
Well,
putting up
Brown did
30 a game
something.
on them.
Tatum couldn't. I mean, Brown's shooting splits weren't great either, but I'd rather have him shoot. But he was good in game one. He was great in game three, and he was great in game six.
I tell you what, the Spurs, let the Spurs get a 3-man right now, and let the Spurs get a backup center.
Let the Spurs
Let,
not get Jalen Brown because you're not getting him.
I don't really. He might as well just stay in Boston. Now I
Good,
look
he
at it
should.
this way, because I mean Boston. Now Brad, I believe, would give up Jalen Brown for way less than what Danny would. Danny would finesse teams. That's why I think Danny should deserve a lot of credit for building this team. People give Brad too much credit. It was really Danny that built this team.
Fair,
Even
no,
though
I get it.
Brad, exactly, Danny knows what to do. Danny been around the game for like,
He was. No,
man,
he
twice our age.
Yeah, he's been around the game, but I think the issue with Danny is that he's afraid. Part of being a GM is building to the draft, but part of being a GM is that you have to be willing to make the tough decisions. Like Brad, freaking, he broke all of our hearts when he traded away Marcus Smart, and like I was miserable for 3 months, and then he said, "Let there be light, God," and got us through Holiday.
Yeah, but then Danny getting the main pieces:
Mm,
Al,
true.
Tatum,
Mm.
Brown. Because Danny been gone since like what 21.
Yeah,
Al, Tatum,
but why
Brown.
can't? But go get those pieces for Utah. Where is Utah going?
Who is going? I'd rather go to Boston than go to Utah.
But here's the thing. Like, here's the thing. What has he gotten over there in Utah? That's the thing. Because here's the thing.
He's only been in Utah for 4 years. Look how long it took for him to even bring the Celtics back.
Actually, it took we stunk. Okay, but
The
no.
Kyrie thing kind of threw it off for another extra 2 years
Okay, but we started
because
rebuilding.
you let him walk.
Yes, goodbye. And then 2013. Okay, so 2013, 2014 was I think when we started rebuilding because I think that was the year we traded Pierce and them. 2013, 2014, and then or maybe 20. No, I think it was 20. Yeah,
Y'all living off of the dumb shit that Brooklyn did. Y'all got that championship off of that Brooklyn trade. You got to give Danny his credit.
how did we get that? How did we get that championship from Brooklyn?
Because you wouldn't get Tatum or Brown.
No, well, you said that's how we got a championship. But I mean, I
Yeah,
thought we were talking about
because
the
Tatum
'08
and Brown
team.
were those Brooklyn picks ended up being Tatum and Brown.
Oh, okay. But Brown wasn't supposed to be a top three pick.
You're the Boston Celtics. Just like my Spurs,
I
you
understand
can
that,
develop anybody.
but at the same time, look at all of what they said about Jalen Brown coming into the draft. It was bad, reasonable, but too much negativity. Like
What
they
they
made it seem
Boston
like
fans.
what they say?
it was like okay. First of all, they booed him in the draft. The whole when they had that Celtics house party or that draft party, whatever, and the whole Celtics fans went to TD Garden to watch the draft. They booed the living shit out of that dude. It was bad. I felt terrible. Like they booed him, and then they started. Okay, okay. Every player has his flaws, but the way they were describing him made it seem like he was gonna be a freaking bust. It was bad.
Tatum the same way.
Not
They
yeah,
didn't
but
only because he went to Duke. They ain't did him that way.
that's
But
the
because he,
thing.
yeah,
That's the
you
thing.
right.
And that's the thing. And because Brown didn't go to a big, ginormous basketball luxurious school that doesn't get any national media attention, they treat him like they treat him like a bum. Which
Hmm.
is that, and that's what pisses me off about this whole Tatum and Brown thing. It's like the narratives we put around those two have been so pathetic. It has been bad. But go ahead, my bad.
I mean, when you went to six conference finals, these dudes went to. Brown was in his second year. Tatum was in his first year. That's pressure from the jump. Like
The
I
Brown went to the
expect y'all
conference
to go
finals his
back
rookie
there
year.
again.
No, we won't. And again, how we were able to do that is beyond me because as I said, Brown was not supposed to be a top three pick considering the freaking narratives that they were brilling around him. Too smart for the NBA. He has low expectations in high school. He went to a bummy school with little to no talent. Education was great, but basketball days stunk, and he still carried them to the March Madness tournament.
And that's why he won Finals MVP because of the simple fact it just makes it a better story.
And but brother, he earned it, and he shot the ball better.
They just don't want Tatum. Tatum done put up big dog numbers over the last couple of years. He might not look the same in the playoffs, but it's been plenty of players that look like that. It's just if Tate, like I said, if Tatum had any of those other names played the same exact way,
Fair.
if Tatum was LeBron and played the same exact way, he would have won Finals MVP. Because I can make the argument right now. Kyrie had Kyrie in 2016 should have had more votes in Finals MVP. It's that
Fair.
type of media. And
But
then
but
what's another example?
do you
I
think
got
Brown
another one.
deserved it, or do you think Tatum deserved it? If you think Tatum deserved it, that's fine.
I'll put it this way: Tatum should have got it, but Brown deserved it.
Okay.
I mean, Brown did deserve it, but Tatum, if you really look, they never looked at Tatum as a marquee guy. None of y'all guys are marquee guys. Tatum averaged 27, damn near 31 year, and still wasn't looked at as a marquee guy.
Eh,
Whereas Ant has never put up numbers that Tatum has offensively while being a good two-way player. This
fair.
just tells you it's a lot of
But
narratives
And,
against
and,
Tatum.
and, and SGA has too. SGA is older than Tatum. They act
but
like
the
he's younger than Tatum.
but the thing I
A
think what they're
fact. And
I
Tatum
will
got
give
more All NBA first team.
I think the thing was I will give Ant this. It took Tatum till like 2022, 2023 to average over 27, I think, a game. Anton is like what fourth year, and he's averaging past 26, 27. I think when it went from Tatum's rookie year, he was like 14 a game, and then next year I think he was 17 a game.
But Tatum, yeah. Hey, hey, Reek, Jokic is worse than Tatum in the playoffs. They ain't talk about that.
Who's worse than Tatum in the playoffs?
Jokic,
Yeah, you
Not
look at
really.
it
all those
was.
series without
Look at his
all
numbers. He
those.
was bad against the Clippers. He only had one good game. That was
To be,
game one.
but he was still dropping
He
triple
was
doubles though.
ass.
That triple
He was
See,
double,
ass.
40 points, brother.
That's just That's free throws. He was
I'm
ass.
gonna have to follow up with T on this one because if you go back to a lot of those playoffs without Jamal Murray, Jokic looked way more terrible than what he did
Well,
this year.
yeah,
He
you
was
said
Exactly.
the brother
Halo
needs
over here is
help.
because of
hating
Hello.
Murray.
because he a European. He white.
But to be fair, you need help. You need a team, bruh.
They didn't have the same energy with
He
Luka
look
and
a lot
Kyrie.
better without Jamal. Bruh, when Jamal Murray don't play, when Jamal Murray not playing, Jokic not doing that.
Because with Luka and
And and
Kyrie,
and
they,
and
they
if
want to
Brown
make
and if
Kyrie
Brown or
seem like
Tatum don't play, neither of those guys look the same either. I think Tatum at times looks shaky without Jalen Brown. At times, not all the time, but there's times where he'd be dominating one quarter, then the freaking fourth quarter he'll fuck up doing stupid turnover. I even
But see,
remember.
but Jalen Brown is that type of player. You brought up all these trade ideas that Jalen Brown should have been a part or could have been a part of. That's the reason why. Because he plays both sides, can give you 20, 25, even sometimes 30 on specific nights. Every team needs a guy like that
I know. I
who can
still think he's a top 10 player. Call me delusional.
boogie down. Wait, you talking about Brown?
Yeah,
Wait. You don't have Tatum in your top five for
I
all this
do.
shit he accomplished?
But I have Tatum in my top. I have Tatum in my top 5, and I got Brown in my top 10.
Okay.
Because if we're going off logic with what a lot of these American
Because
fans
Tatum is the
want.
best small forward in the game. I've been said that for the past 3, 4 years.
Yeah.
Now that is true. Now,
He
but it's
clears. He
not.
clears Jimmy Butler. He clears KD.
Don't you
He
Who other
say?
clears
small
Don't you
forward?
KD
dare!
now. He clears KD now because he's older. Go back to MVP type KD. I think we're all taking
I don't
KD
think
on
he was
that
in the
one.
league though.
It ain't even close.
I don't
That's
think he
the
was in the
thing.
league
We're gonna
though.
take, and this is the thing, and I get it. I would statistically, if you want to take Tatum over Steph, KD, and LeBron for the right now, fine. But I feel like a lot of the time we're taking
No,
Tatum over those three guys because
Steph
they're
in my
I
older.
wouldn't even take.
Steph
I
in
wouldn't
my
even take
no, Steph in my
KD.
top 10. Steph in my top 10.
I wouldn't even take Tatum over KD right now.
That's tough, though. That's tough. The scoring makes it tough. So I'll give KD that,
No, I
but
love but Katie shooting and all that shit. I love that shit.
yes, the mid range at 36 years old is still better than Tatum. I get it, but that defense,
And KD can still play D. He's just older. I
He
mean,
can't even where he played defense in Phoenix. Bro,
Devin
Jalen Brown
Devin
on
Booker his
one
whole
knee.
career. Okay, you want to talk about Jalen Brown? You
No,
want to talk about Jalen Brown? Let me bring up Devin Booker. Jalen Brown been more consistent than Devin Booker as
he
of late
has,
the
but
last couple of
but let
years.
me say this. Let me say this. When we played Phoenix at their place this year, I think it was at the end of March. Tatum didn't play. I get it. Phoenix stinks, but Jalen Brown, no, literally hit a freaking on one leg, hit a step back three over Kevin Durant, and it wasn't even because. And yes, I'll give. I don't want to take anything away from Brown because he's just that good. But damn it, bro, KD gave him a freaking foot of space. He didn't even try to defend him.
I wouldn't try to defend if Devin Booker taking all the shots, and if I ain't got no defenders, and if Bradley Beal is supposed to be one of my primary defenders. You think I'm supposed to take Bradley Beal serious as one of my
I give you that.
defenders?
I give you that.
Like, I'd rather have Drew Holiday as a help defender than freaking Bradley Beal, who's never
Boy,
consistent enough.
Drew Holiday, Bradley Beal, and defense should not be in the same sentence. That is a terrible comparison. Bradley,
And you look at how Milwaukee looks so much worse without Drew Holiday, and how much better y'all look with him.
yep.
See,
Well,
Michaela, that's what I'm saying. Like, Jalen Brown, I say is the top five shooting guard in this league. Well, who you want to say? D Mitch,
he was a
and
shooting guard. I think he's developed now into another small forward because I think his post game has gone better, and he's gone to the paint more. It's hard for me to really call him a shooting guard like that anymore.
yeah, that's where Missoula got y'all all effed up. That's where Missoula got y'all all effed up.
How? Yes, we get it. We shoot 65 threes. It's annoying. But how him and Sam Cassell developed Tatum and Brown paint wise. Now, I'm going to say mostly Brown because he goes to the paint and does his thing. Tatum, I mean, he just likes to chuck up stupid threes. So that kind of kills him a little bit. But what he did specifically with Brown in the paint has gone a lot better. He's using his mid range more. He's getting into the post more. Like this dude in the regular season, Brown, I think this dude played more like a power forward than he did an actual small forward.
And that's where Brad Stevens and Missoula effed up. Because MA never would put them in. MA would never, ever, ever put them in the positions like that. MA had them playing smaller at
Hmm.
times, but then at the same time, MA was like, okay, ball movement,
Yep.
Defense,
Yep.
we want to make sure Tatum, I'm going to help you because your ball handling isn't quite there yet. So
No.
what I'm going to do is make you a better ball handler. He's doing the same. Look at what he's about to do with Amon Thompson.
Mhm.
About to turn him into a ball handling monster. If I know, now I can't compare Amon Thompson to Tatum right
No, I
now,
get it. I get what you're saying. Yeah.
but Amon Thompson, if I have nothing else for you to do on offensive end, knowing that you're a defensive monster, I have to get you. See, this is where I say people copy Coach Pop so much. Because what did
Yep.
Pop do with Sohan?
They made him into a
Sohan,
rebounder.
that too. But then what he did with Sohan was, you know what? I might do one of the most stupidest things, but in the long run, it's gonna be smart. I'm going to have you help run this offense. Steve Kerr, who did he play for? Phil Jackson and Greg Popovich won championships for both of them. Learned from both of them. Golden State was running some form of triangle, but it was more 3-point shooting. Golden
Yeah.
State was running the same exact system that, because remember, Spurs ran some form of triangle too with Tim, Manu, and Tony. Because Manu is, this is why I say Manu's the great. I know I'm a Spurs fan, but this is why I say Manu is the greatest six man of all time. He's that type of
Over
six
Lou
man that
Williams.
Manu.
Over Lou
My,
Williams.
we not winning 5 championships without
No, I
Manu.
get that, but it shouldn't be as. It should at least be a short gap.
The gap is way okay. Lou Williams can't play both sides like
Fair.
Manu does. He
Fair.
has better ball handling, but Manu ball handling, that ball handling is close between them two. But
Okay. Fair enough.
Manu is that type of guy who can play both sides, can give you 20 or 25 in any night that he wants to, gets to his floater without having to get straight to the point. No, he knows how to, and then Manu, this is what makes Manu the most dangerous six man all time. He knew how to control pace. What
Mhm.
six man knows how to do all this all at once? He knew how
None.
to control pace. He knew how to shoot, get to the basket. He knew how to get to his mid range. He knew how to get to his floater. He knew how to get everybody involved on the offensive side of the ball. He knew how
Mhm.
to help get guys involved on the defensive side of the ball. And you don't have six men that can do all those things at once.
No.
Lou Will had the ball handling, bucket getter. You can name all the six men on all time. Ball handler, this and that. Well, Manu was ball handler, scorer. All these other greatest six man all time were mainly
They're,
just scorers.
yeah,
This
they're
dude can
mostly
do
they have a role.
everything.
Mhm.
This,
All around
this
player.
dude, I mean, he was a six man that you could play starter minutes. He was a
A
bench player
true
that
six
plays
man.
that can play starter minutes. And when they try to make Austin Reeves, they talk about Austin Reeves, right?
Mhm.
Austin Reeves doesn't have the size or the girth that Manu Ginobili has, but he doesn't have the full on pivotal game that a Manu was just,
He doesn't even have the
he helped.
defense.
And when I name another guy, Draymond,
Oh man.
the way Steve Kerr had Draymond playing, that's what Popovich had Sohan doing. Sohan, you're
Mhm.
not a traditional, you're not an integral scorer,
Mhm.
but I know you can get at least 15 or 10 a game. Before Sohan got hurt, this dude was a walking 17 to 10, and he was having his best season before he got hurt. That's what I'm
And
saying.
he.
If Spurs, everybody on the Spurs stay healthy, and you have Fox the whole year, Castle, Castle, he had to get better as a rookie.
Mhm.
But all these guys, Pop, man, this is what makes Pop the greatest coach of all time.
No, he knows how to take nobodies and turn them into somebodies. Yep.
And I give the Celtics the same exact credit, especially when Ma was there, because Ma, he implemented some of Pop's system, and then the next year, if I think they should have won with Ma. They just ran into Steph.
Mhm.
Steph wanted that other title without that was Steph's title
And
without KD. He
and
gonna do whatever he can to get
and
that.
Tatum was horrendous. That's finals.
Man, Tatum. this is why I think he's not the face of the league. But going off of their logic,
It's because
as
of
far as
personality shit.
American players, yeah, exactly. A personality, commercializing, taking them on a bunch of commercials, but it's like he's not commercialized the way these other superstars.
Here's the thing, and I understand where they're coming from because you want a little bit of sizzle, you want some sort of urgency. I never wanted Tatum to go crazy or obnoxious like an Anthony Edwards. I'm never asking that. But I kind of understand where they're coming from a little bit because Tatum at times looks like a freaking blah. I be watching some Celtics games and he looks disengaged half the time. It's not Again, I'm not asking him to be like this Russell Westbrook type of yelling or KG type of personality, but we want him to have some sort of urgency, some sort of energy, some sort of tone setter on the team. So I was never
When
that
you
that
went to Duke, that's hard to not, that's hard to, when you a star coming out of Duke, that's hard to say that because them Duke guys. Look at all these Duke guys they done put out over the last 15 years.
yeah,
Kyrie, Tatum. You look at Cooper now.
yep,
Like these are generational type of talents, and
yep,
when you're a guy like Tatum, you didn't get talked about generationally like a guy because you're not a number one pick. Kyrie was a number one pick. Cooper
that's
was
the
a number one pick.
that's the thing.
Like shit. He wasn't even talked about as much as Lively because the Mavs tanked for
Mhm.
him, and
Yep.
Lively came from Duke. So that's what I'm saying. Like Tatum
Mhm.
never got the credit that I think he deserved from the start. And I knew this is how I knew Tatum watching that summer league before his rookie
He was
season.
nasty.
I just knew for a fact he was going to be that dude. I just knew. Looking at him because I've always Tatum is one of my favorite players, and when
As
I
he should be.
watch Tatum, it's just his game is so fluid.
Mhm.
It's the same way I feel about Ant. Why are y'all taking so many freaking threes? Y'all
That's
can
the
play
thing.
both ends. Y'all could do whatever y'all can. Now, as far as a pick and roll option, Tatum is better still right now. Because Tatum
Yeah.
knows how to feed off that. You had to bring in a guy like Rand. This is where my Kentucky thing comes in. Cat helps gets in his spots better in New York because he has an actual point guard.
Yeah.
Minnesota still doesn't have an actual point guard.
Mike Conley is still a point guard. I know he's old as hell, but he knows how to set up an offense. I
It's
think
the
he
experience.
fair, but that's what you do. And I think also it's like we know like here's the thing. Eventually Tatum and Brown had to know how to run an offense and stuff like that because they have the ball in their hands a lot, but we were still lacking a true point guard still during that time. Because this before we won the championship last year, part of the reason the I think the main reason why we struggled to win a championship was because we didn't have a consistent point guard, especially one that can get
That's
Tatum
why
and
y'all
Brown
got
to their
Drew.
spots. Exactly. And it made our lives a lot easier last year. I wish we could have used them more this year.
Cause what y'all wanted Drew for, Buck said, okay, you're older now and we want to try to go younger around Giannis. That didn't work out. Cause you got
Younger.
Dame. They tried to go younger around Giannis because you brought in Porter, who I think they should have gave more time to, but he had all that other stuff going on. And then you had what who the Bucks had this year? They had none but, and then they had that Marjon dude last year. Giannis kept getting hurt,
AJ
and then
Johnson.
and then when you're in a situation with Dame and you're Giannis,
Hmm.
Giannis, I want someone who can, and that's why you got Drew Holiday because you want to get a chip. They got a chip with Drew Holiday.
Hmm.
They haven't had nobody. Drew Holiday is, in my opinion, I think he is a Hall of Famer.
He is a Hall of Famer
Multiple
for sure.
all defensive teams. I can run the offense, but then I can guard your best guard. Even still to this
Absolutely.
day, as old as he is,
Hmm.
I can go and guard your the other opposing team's best guard. But I'm older now. That's why the Bucks got rid of him. Whereas the Celtics is like, shoot, we just need somebody that can help run this offense, somebody that can play both ways,
That can stop
basic
turning the ball over.
that can stop turn because this is where Marcus Smart come in. And that defensive play, every single defensive player of the year, the defensive player of the year, that's my favorite award. I know I'm a Spurs fan, but that's
Hmm.
my favorite award
No, it is.
because
Yeah,
of this. Because of the simple fact,
play
like
defense.
they gave. I felt like Marcus Smart truly deserved that award. He
Yes.
worked hard enough to get that award. The only reason why you gave Marcus Smart that award was because the first time you gave a guard, I'm talking about shooting or points,
Yeah,
was in 1996,
with Gary
Gary
Payton.
Payton. You had to give Marcus Smart that award because you haven't, all these years, you gave it to nothing but front court players over 27 years.
They're
This
still
is
giving it
older
to
than
front court
all
guys.
of us. Huh?
They're still giving it to front court guys.
And see, but front court guys are usually your anchors, so you got to give them more of that respect. Unless you got like, and that's what I'm saying. Dyson Daniels should have had his little chance, but they want to use that same criteria. Atlanta didn't make the playoffs, so guess what? No, Vic led the league in blocks by a large
Hmm.
margin to the point to where you can't make us say no, but then we're
No.
gonna have to say no
Yeah.
because, and this is why I say it's a lot of narratives when it comes to awards. Now, I want to use Vic again.
Hmm.
Okay, Vic got a statue in France before Gobert did. But then, I know this is a different conversation, but then why you want to give Gobert the awards? He's been in the league. He already got his Defensive Player of the Year awards. We didn't want to pick anybody else. His team is this and that across the board, and he's the specific reason. Whereas, as a league, I don't want to make myself look bad because, okay, Vic is the best defensive player in the league. But then at the same time, I don't want to give this award to him because his team has a losing record. That's the only reason why he did not win that award his first year.
Hmm.
Because his team didn't have a winning record where there's been people in the past who's won Defensive Player of the Year without a winning record. But all of this was before 2000.
Oh, for sure. But I think part of the reason why they gave Gobert that award last year was because Minnesota was the number one defense last year, and he was a big part of it.
He should have never got that award. He should have never got that award because of the simple fact it was just that was a team defense award in my opinion. I'll say Rudy deserves at least one Defensive Player of the Year award. His second one, I might be like, okay. Third one, I don't think we have had a real Defensive Player of the Award winner since. I know I'm a Spurs fan, but I don't think we've had a real Defensive Player of the Year award winner since Kawhi.
No, yeah, I can see that. I think like
Bec-
so I think like individual defense, because obviously it is defensive player, not defensive team. Like I again, and I might be biased here, but I just think the way Marcus Smart played defense on damn near everybody, especially in the playoffs and the regular season, the way he was just diving for loose balls, I just think it was hard
I
to.
see how you brought up regular season because his ass got fried in the playoffs.
Oh, well, what's that? I mean, he did get fried in the play, but damn it, brother, he's defending 99.9% of the time. The dude's gonna get tired.
But okay, but then I got my anchor in his rookie season
Fair.
because I can make the same case. He is a rookie
Yes.
that came into the league.
But damn it, he's
You
seven
were
foot tall.
you can make the same case for Gobert. Y'all want to give Gobert all this? Gobert ain't even 7 foot. He's actually 7 foot two. They want to give. I was in a group chat with a bunch of OKC fans. You know where this is going. I
Yep.
was in a group chat with a bunch of OKC fans. Chet is a smarter defender than Victor Wembanyama. Well, of course, shit. When you got the Dort Chamber, when you
Yeah.
got a champion and Alex Caruso, SGA can defend himself, and he's doing this while dropping 30,
Yep.
defending. And then you got iHeart, who is also sitting here giving dudes like Jokic the blues. Caruso gave Jokic the blues. When
Yep.
you got dudes like that next to Chet, That's gonna make him look like a smart defender. Now give Vic the same exact kind of guy. San Antonio would at least be a conference finals team right now.
Mhm. Okay.
Like Sohan, I can't trust him right now, even though he can play D. I still can't trust him. De'Aaron Fox
He plays
has
no D.
proven. I wouldn't say that he's an average defender.
Fair.
Fox can actually play D. Like my Kentucky boy, he can get down and dirty in D
He's
if he
so
wants
inconsistent
to.
with it.
But and Castle is probably the second defensive piece. Like when you look at Castle and Vic, and I made a video about this before. I just didn't drop it. That might be one of the best defensive duos of all time because Stefan actually came into the league as a dude who just gave the blues to everybody defensively as a
Mhm.
defensive guard slash wing. Because there are certain lineups that we can use where, okay, I can go Stefan, Vassell, and Wemby one night. I can go CP3, and in his prime, he was a pest.
Yep.
CP3 in his prime was a pest.
Yep.
Let CP3 play on a team like this in his prime,
Yep.
averaging the most steals in the NBA, while
Same
this dude
accomplishment.
averages the most blocks.
Yep.
It's over with.
Simple.
This dude right here, you gotta look at the Spurs. If we get Ace Bailey, whether we get Giannis or not, you get Ace Bailey, a guy. You ask me what's the type? Okay, Ace Bailey is like 6'7", but people want to say, nah, the Spurs need another big. If you ask me what type of big the Spurs need right now next to Vic, I need
Mm.
a big who can operate in the low post.
Mhm. Yeah, I can do. I can. That Derek Queen guy is pretty athletic, really good lob threat. Um. Oh shit.